Welcome everybody. We are here, North American Finals, Grand Finals for Overwatch. This is going to be some wild action. I am so excited. My name is Aaron, Fire of KLD, and I am joined by
Jesse Twin Salty. I cannot wait to see how this final concludes for Overwatch. It will be in the North OC Kraken, the team coming up from the upper bracket, taking on the Franklin Dragons, who had to battle their way through the lowers and are now here to try and force a bracket reset and maybe even take it all.
And you know what? That wouldn't be out of the question. We saw a bracket reset last year. Can we see it again from another Franklin team? Another Franklin team looking for that bracket reset, but North OC looking so strong this weekend. The Junker Queen being the thing to beat. Absolutely powerhouse of a character so far, and this has just been an awesome weekend. I'm so glad you guys were here to enjoy it with us. I mean, this is going to be awesome.
An incredible game no matter what, and I know as of last night it was still Phoenix or Dragons in this final because the lower bracket final got moved to this morning. Dragons 2-1 in one of the closest games we've seen all weekend. Granted, I think we've seen a lot of close games as of late, but an extremely fun game to watch. The Phoenix bow out in third, and now it is time to see if the Dragons can get some revenge, not just for them, because NOC's path, Franklin Nomads, Franklin Dragons, Franklin Phoenix. So playing for all of Franklin there, but NOC, got to see if they can eschew away one more time.
Now, as a Franklin coach, I know this is going to be a huge game for you, and I know that it's, emotions and tensions are high here, and I'm sure they are as well in the Fortress where the gameplay is happening. So for everyone who's out there right now, enjoy that game, enjoy this moment as these teams go at it and really fight hard. We are here on Junkertown being our first map of the day today. I'm really excited. I am not a big fan of Junkertown, but we haven't seen it very much this week, and especially on this first point, there is some really, really interesting kind of opportunities that we have for picks.
I'll even admit, as a Franklin coach, I didn't think we were going to this map. I thought we were going to probably Shambali, if I had to guess. But I'll ask later. All the fans actually went for this first map, but it will be Junkertown first with Nomad. Not the Nomads. I see Mono, and I think Nomads on there for 2 years. The Dragons on the defense and NOC on the attack. And no surprise on what NOC are planning to run. It's the comp that got
what do you know the bounty talent had on you?
Rush. The only thing is, do me on the swarm here to start. Obviously, could just be teasing here in this offensive spawn, but they stick it. I'm a little intrigued to see how they actually want to play it.
We have seen this so many times where the players, they'll pick like Ball or Torben, kind of a more crazy champ that you don't expect to see, and then they switch off right in the last second. You're like, oh man, I was really excited to see that, and the switch came in. See, Doomy's just messing with us, and maybe he can hear us in the arena and just decided, you know what, I'm gonna goof with him a little bit. Yags and Spiff getting the first few picks here. Mono getting one as well. Very strong defense to start.
Yeah, so we've seen this more and more. The Junkertown spawn hold as we see C7 go over to the Bastion. That is the right response here to try and combat this. Yumi as well on the Mei. But almost think of it as just like the Havana spawn hold that we saw for such a long time. We're trying to guarantee a few extra more fights down the line.
Yeah, this is a really good start, as we said here, and Doomy's in trouble here. Swapped over to the Mei from the Tracer. I think that was a good choice here. Ray getting a pick here on Maw and Noah. That's absolutely huge. We got the Battle Lucio coming in, and the attack now returning here, and this is the start that they wanted. This is where we wanted to be. They pushed down the defense a little bit and are trying to get a few meters out of spawn.
If it's still just chilling in the back line, I'm not sure when that's going to change, and it'll be now. He'll eventually jump off, but most of his team is back now, so it's an awkward timing. As Noah will just have to pin on out. Anubis will try and follow, but they will not be as fortunate. Magically able to hit him with the knife. And it will be the NOC Kraken finally able to at least stabilize here a little bit after trying to get that cart through the opening stage for about a minute and a half.
Yeah, that opening hold can really be a bit of a slog, and I'm really happy to see North OC be able to push through that as quickly as they did. It seemed like it did take them a while, but honestly, for how this map can go sometimes, that was a really solid start. They are almost to the first point here, only a few meters. Let's see if the contest comes in. It doesn't. They didn't touch in time. That's unfortunate. That might cost them in the long run, but we will see as this game goes on. First point here for North OC. This is a really good start for them.
I do wonder who was supposed to touch there. They were in a really nice spot and just nobody is able to touch in time. And now it'll be the awkward, hey, we are probably getting staggered out a little bit. Noah will swap off of the Reinhardt, realizing, hey, Joker Queen might be able to eat them just a little bit too much in the front line. It'll be Dramatra instead, and Yag as well, making a swap to the Hanzo. Maybe just try to keep Sea Serpent at bay just a little bit more.
Yeah, Sea Serpent, we've seen so much from him this weekend. You definitely want to see it try to swap it. Doomy coming in strong. Oh my goodness. Doomy's now on fire. Overwatch has just brought that feature back. But the defense stands at the moment, even though a few have fallen. Sea Serpent getting a few picks here on the Bastion. This is the first time that I've seen him play that so far this weekend. And he is doing phenomenally so far. Normally, he's on the Reaper in the back line, doing all he can. But it looks like for now, he is going to be on that Bastion. Doomy doing a wonderful job to hold Franklin at bay here. The Dragons, there was, the freeze coming in on the right side, then the wall. But it looks like they're going to make it here in time to try and hold this Mon. Noah getting a pick. And here comes the ult from Bastion. Doesn't find Purchase, but magically doing a huge job here. Clearing things out. Oh my goodness!
Just everything crumbles around them, and they're able to get a few picks here and there, but not enough to keep it going here in the second phase. 4 minutes allotted here for the Kraken to try and finish this map in what is one of the most interesting endings to an escort map that we have in the game right now, with this giant U-turn here with so much high ground. You can see now Doomy trying to cause a little bit more chaos on this Tracer, especially at the Yags and Stiff.
Yeah, Yag's on the high ground there, wanting to keep himself up there and be able to just rain arrows down on the Kraken there. But oh my goodness, here comes magically doing what he does, diving into the back line, starting to get picks left and right. Absolutely huge. Noah trying to contest on the Ramatra, but falls. That is going to be a huge push around this corner. Once they get around here, it is just one more straight shot, but the respawns that will come in so quickly for the Dragons, they're gonna want to eat it away at this time as much as they can.
And the Dragons here from Yags might be able to do that a little bit as well. If the ball is here, we'll be able to try and lift everybody up. The pile drive will land. Dragons will not be able to get anything other than create some space. So the space was enough. Sea Serpent gets left behind as the rest of the team decides to back on out. The Dragons at least allow themselves a minimum of one more fight as they try and hold on for almost 3 more minutes. Only having the window here from Spiff to try and make the difference. Maybe a blizzard later on here from Reiner Fam, but might be a little close.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a touch and go for a second here. The window, we've seen Spiff do some crazy things with this window, but right now that's the only ult that they have in the pocket, like you said, and he is in a little bit of danger here. Tracer trying to eat away at him, and the immortality comes out. Will he get caught out? He sends the window a little ambitiously, I think, but he's going to find a few picks. Noah on the ball, swinging in, helping his friends out here, and that is exactly what they wanted to do. Able to use that window so well.
And this will be the continued debate of, okay, when are swaps necessary? Or when are they, hey, we could do this, but maybe what we're playing is right, we just maybe aren't executing it the way we would like to be. It's Doomy taking it out a little bit earlier on, and Sea Serpent getting ready to use his ults. 3 ults online for NOC. It'll be 3 here in just a moment for the Dragons as well. It's going to be an ult fiesta around the start. As it's backed up at least a little bit. May need a stall effort from the Dragons, but it might be at least one more fight.
Here comes the ult from Bastion, from Sea Serpent. Let's see if it finds anything. Throws it down real quick. May hiding in her ice block here. Doesn't quite find Purchase, but he is going to be seeing what he can do. moving in position, gets one. Yags picking up one as well. The back and forth here, magically getting one himself. And this is such a close fight.
It will be Yags. They try and finish up Ray, who is so low, but magically shuts the door of opportunity on that. Come on, Noah. They know they're only touches for a few extra seconds. They will just get on out and via spawn. Blizzard Online Pulse here soon. They're going to trigger right away. They're not going to wait.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here as they send the Blizzard Reiner fan going after that. We hear the Rampage coming in from magically going into the back line, but it doesn't look like finds one, and that might be all they need. We've only got one on point here. They need to get those last few meters as time is ticking. They've got 23 seconds, and they're absolutely going to do it. Get all 3 points here. Absolutely wonderful start here from the NOC Krakens.
NOC, even though first phase looked a little iffy at times, especially near the end, but not able to touch. If you're the Dragons, NOC take full advantage, momentum in their court the rest of the way, and at least a little bit of time left to their name on the time bank if this does end up going to overtime. And again, it's just the question is, can NOC keep getting away with the Junker Queen comp? And the answer so far is yes.
Absolutely.
They're playing it perfectly. It is
just
pure
chef's
perfection from them right now. And that is why they're playing so well this weekend. That is why they're in this grand finals with the upper bracket advantage. And even if it's a map that isn't traditionally there for Junker Queen, even though it's her home map, they're taking full advantage.
Absolutely, magically just dominating on that Junker Queen, using the Rampage to the utmost ability to do so. I mean, diving into that backline, shutting off that healing, and just swinging and shooting away to finish off anyone back there who has a little bit of health left after coming through with that Rampage. I mean, the execution, you can see the training and time that has gone in for not only magically, but the entire NOC Kraken. They have worked so hard to get here. They should be so proud of themselves no matter what happens today.
They should be incredibly proud of themselves. They played phenomenally up to this point. And do we have a pause? I wonder. We have a pause. Okay, so that is why you were on us right now. We heard the game still kind of continuing on, but we have a pause in the fortress. So we'll stick with us here for just a moment. But the weird interaction that I want to see throughout this series, especially from the flex support here for Spiff. Do they stay Kiriko, or do they play Kiriko to try and cleanse, or do they say, hey, maybe it's not worth it, and you just play something like BAP or Moira? So far, it's been BAP, but I wonder if that's something that they try later on, because whenever you hear JQ comp, Kiriko is an immediate counter. That comes to mind purely because it has just the cleanse ability.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, do you run it? Do you not? So far, Dragons, they elected to use it yesterday. So far today, not so much.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen it yet. I was thinking that earlier, that Kiriko, like you said, so strong against Junker Queen, cleansing that anti-heal, and that's exactly what you want to see right now, because that magically, as we've stated, is doing such a good job ripping into the backline and doing the things that he does. And so seeing that cleanse might be absolutely huge, but we haven't seen it yet. So I am pretty surprised. I wonder if we get that swap, we get something else going there, and maybe things might change here for the Franklin Dragons, because they are a little bit behind right now. Now, granted, their defense was really strong. There was only like 24 seconds or so in the time bank, so a beautiful defense. They didn't quite hold them at the last point. They almost did, but it didn't quite finish out that way. And we're back here into the action right away, and we've already got the cart moving here from the side of the Dragons. They're doing a great job. I see it, and I love it.
I wasn't sure if we were going to see this weekend. And I'm not sure how long we will see it, to be honest with you, because it is a very boomer bust strat. And so far, Yag's already gone, but they have dealt with the Bastion, who I don't see. They're like, this is what they're running. This was not the expectation whatsoever.
No, I can't say that I saw this coming at all. We've got Echo, Tracer, we've got Hamster, we've got... Zen and Brig. I'm floored right now.
Yeah, this is a comp that we only see once in a great while. This is pure disruption, trying to find somebody isolated, The only issue is that they're going to face against, especially NOC running this comp. When are you going to find somebody isolated? As Sea Serpent moves over to the Reaper, and they're going to put extra pressure onto Anubis and Spiff to make sure these executions may not be as nicely executed as they would like, but already, there you go. Pile drive in, sticky bombs, able to get out, no kills this time around.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a little poke back and forth right now, and the minefield coming out right before Monoa falls to Sea Serpent. Sea Serpent on that comfort pick, on that Reaper. We've seen what he can do with it, and we know that the strength is there. And here comes a lot of ults being sent this fight. Oh my goodness, the back and forth here. They are going crazy, but it looks like Yags sending the Echo ult into what became the Rampage there. Didn't quite pay off there. There wasn't many picks, but Yag still picks up one. Ray gets another. The back and forth. Mohanoa, as I said, the back and forth between these two teams, they are both so talented, and they are showing it here. Sea Serpent, the indoor, there was nowhere for him to go. That was an excellent place. Got himself that extra health when he hit that as well. Saved his own life.
And this is just such a spread out fight. Everybody's kind of looking at their own 1v1s. Sea Serpent's trying to hold down this cart right now. They slowly but surely, NOC losing control of the point. Rally is used as an insurance policy here to make sure that this will not be anymore in phase 1. They will capture phase 2. Eventually, it's around, but yeah, they don't have the HP to touch. That is nice for time bank here for the Dragons. I believe it's a 1 minute less time bank than what NOC had going into second phase, but still a very workable one. As Sharky tries to get out, it seems like they will just get out.
Noah going almost to third point, trying to run NOC Krakens out of there, saying, you know what, you guys can stay away from my cart for a little bit. We're just going to keep pushing here, and why don't you guys hang out at third point? But it looks like Kraken going to rotate top. Noah sees them, and doesn't look like he's going to go for him quite yet. He's hanging out in the back line, trying to keep their attention on him so his friends can just push that cart for free. He comes in, and that's a beautiful minefield. Popping up, Yags picking up two. Mono getting one for himself. That was so clean. Oh my goodness.
That is how you use minefields in Overwatch 2 right now, and that's just perfection on every single level on how you run into that. And you wonder if changes are happening. Sea Serpent on the Echo now. Ray going over to the Mercy. When's the last time we saw Sea Serpent on Echo? That had to be in like regionals last year. I think it's been a long time since we have seen them on the hero, purely because Echo's not phenomenal right now. She's workable though in this kind of a comp. And also the Sea Serpent, we talk about the Reaper all the time. We forget that they played Echo to an extreme level a long time ago.
You know what? Yags is doing a beautiful job on the Echo, and I think Sea Serpent knows that he needs to respond to that, because the Reaper just right now isn't the way to do it. I would have opted, I think, for a Cassidy pick, but let's see what Sea Serpent can do with it.
And there's the Reaper. They're already recognized. Maybe the Echo isn't the call, especially here in the inside phase. There's only so much that you can be able to fly around. So Doomy on this Tracer, Sea Serpent on the Reaper. They're gonna really try to close the gap now on the Spiff, because they have really no escape other than the Transcendence. They can force that out. It's a huge win there for NOC.
Yeah, we come around the corner here. Yags, interesting choice, but I think if the ult can get up here, I think it will pay off. But unfortunately, no. Sea Serpent going after Yags right now, but doesn't quite find him as he flies away there. But he's gonna try to see if he can pick up Reiner Fan. Everyone is trying to keep themselves a very respectable distance away from Sea Serpent, as he is just so dangerous. Yags, Anubis getting some picks. Yags is going crazy on this Echo. Oh my goodness. And that was a beautiful, beautiful push here. 3 minutes and 10 seconds in the time bank. They started with about 30 to 45 seconds less after first point, but ended with 2 minutes faster. Absolutely beautiful.
Phenomenal job there for the Dragons. And you can tell, I don't see we're starting to get the right idea for these comps. It's just with the timing of the swaps, there was no time to build ultimates, right? You couldn't build EMP. You couldn't build Death Blossom. You couldn't build back up that sound barrier that you we're getting kind of close to when you swapped over to the Mercy, which at that point, I get it. You want to try and make this Echo work. If you're going to, you need the Mercy in that kind of position. So I don't blame them for the swaps that they made. It was just the unfortunate timing of, hey, we got no ultimates left. Like there is nothing in the bank. And they're able to pop Transcendence for the Dragons, keep everybody alive. And from there on out, not able to do much for NOC. They just don't have the resources. And they will start on a pretty similar comp. The only change from what we saw at the very end of their defense, we see Serpent on the Sojourn, which I wonder if that'll change or not. That's a pick we haven't seen in a few months. But yeah, Dragons not going to change anything. I think Rhinofan on the Tracer. They've been moving around what they've been playing. So I wonder if that sticks.
No, I think we saw just a touch
of
Sojourn yesterday on, I believe it was on one of the
Circuit we saw.
Yeah, I think Circuit. Yeah, just a taste of Sojourn, and we're gonna get another taste here of that Sojourn Reiner fan. Oh my goodness, absolutely dirty. Backline just picks up that kill. That was awesome.
That is just, all right, pile drive up. Reiner fans trying to meet him when they drop. Spiff lanes a few from the volley as well. And yes, they lose the fight. NOC able to make some space. Just get a general idea of how you want to play this now is Doomy. They're going to try and make Mondoa's life as difficult as possible because they're hacked. They just can't roll out. They can't grapple as well.
NOC, all they need to do right now, they don't need a team kill or anything fancy. All they have to do is keep the Dragons off their backs for as long as they possibly can and get this payload pushed up just as far as they can possibly muster it as we start to head into overtime here.
Magically, they must go too far ahead. They're trying to finish off this backline, and they leave their backline all alone. Monoa's able to find Sharky. Anubis finds Raid. Everything crumbles around. NOCs, they just can't build up that EMP in time. 69 meters here for the Dragons to try and knock down map 1.
They've got 3 minutes and 10 seconds to do so, so they are looking really, really strong, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to be able to do with this. I'm so excited. They are going to have all the time in the world, as all they need to do is push it a little bit, and we will be one map closer to that bracket reset.
One map closer to the inevitable potential. But it seems to be like it's deja vu, right? It feels a little bit like deja vu from our previous years to where, hey, there's definitely the chance, but we know the top seed is all so capable of turning it around in a moment's notice.
Absolutely.
Like some of these swaps coming in, if they are doing more of like a spawn hold that we saw for the Dragons on their defense the first time around, will be magically on the JQ. Instead of, I believe you're on the Tracer for a little bit there. And then obviously Lucio, Moira, and this Soj trying to play this archway and close. They got a long time to hold on, and big thing for them will be rotating those ultimates to make sure they don't use too much in a fight, kind of ruin them in the next.
Here's the thing. I think if they start to lose a fight, what they need to do is just do the fastest reset known to man, and because I think if they're able to do that, they'll be able to get maybe 2 or 3 fights. I think 3 at the max fights through these first handful of meters. I'm surprised they didn't hold a little bit closer, but I know they want to play it kind of safe because they know that one team kill and it's probably over for map 1 here.
And no summer means Monoa can at least they can enjoy playing ball ever so slightly more. I'll drive. NOC will just be playing on this high ground. They do not want to give it up. As soon as I say that, they drop down to try and find Anubis.
Yeah, they're going after Anubis here. Monoa also in a little bit of danger, but he has so much health. Hammond being able to grant himself more health depending on the number of enemies that are near him. He's going to use that to its best, and they're going to clear out the Kraken, and they are so close. We'll see if there's any last-minute touches here, but I just don't know if they're going to make it.
DP comes through from Caesar to try and touch, but it will not be enough for the rest of the squad to come in. Dragons take map 1.
That is crazy. I know those guys are probably excited as can be right now. That is an awesome way to start this series. Magically on the Junker Queen play of the game here. Let's take a look at this. This is the rampage we saw earlier. Just absolutely beautiful, magically cleaning things up.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Tear them all down. That attack seemed to be unstoppable for them. It just seemed like not enough gas in the tank for overtime, and now it'll be a push for our second map. NOC has free choice between the two. No Coliseo in this map pool, just Esperanza and New Queen Street. So time to figure out what we are going to do.
I think I would like to see New Queen Street. We haven't seen a lot of it, but before we do, and I want you guys to hold on tight, but we are going to take a short break here, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are here for some more crazy Overwatch. We are here on the streets of Esperanza, and I am so excited.
This may be a telltale sign of how map 3 will go, because push and control, I would say two similar fight styles and planning styles as to where it's not like escorts where you're planning to play at a certain fight, at a certain location every single fight. This time around, it's a lot just, hey, we're going to travel with bot. Most of the time, it's kind of like control in that regard. So let's see what we see from both of these teams after Dragons took map 1. It'll be, oh, they're going to match the JQ here. I wonder if this is a teaser or if this is something that they will actually run. And if so, I was wondering if they were going to do this. This was something we talked about last night, but I was unsure if this was actually going to be the plan. NOC, why not? This is what was won you every single push map this weekend. You might as well continue it.
Absolutely. Now, I'm curious. You said there this might be telltale of what we'll see in map 3. So you're predicting a map 3.
Well, we have to, it's best of 5. I gotta get my brain around that now. It is best of 5.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It is best of 5. You're right.
Weekend. Our brains are a little. We gotta rewire them just a
This
little
is
bit.
grand finals after all, so we got to get that best of 5 going. But let's see how this start go. The robot about to unlock in the next few seconds. No opening picks yet. And here we go. The push begins.
Yeah, you guys honestly like, wait, they're at Junker Queen too? Like, there's that kind of awkward look at each other in mid, but now the real fight's starting to begin.
It's that moment where, like, hold on a second. And we've got even fights right now, but Sea Serpent doing Sea Serpent things. Picking up Reiner Fan, trying to see what he can go for some more. Luckily, anytime Reaper is a little bit low on health, he can just shoot at someone and get it back. One of the beautiful things about that character. One of my favorites, personally.
This will be an interesting opportunity now for both teams. It is now a full mirror other than the flex support position. Smith is sticking to the Moira even after the first death of the game. Yags will go back over to a Reaper with more, I would say, traditional with what you want to run with this comp. But ever so oppressive bridge, and Caesar been able to find another in the back.
That's exactly what he wants to do here. Going after those supports and making quick work of them is what he's going to be able to kind of exploit that teleport backline ability of Reaper. Sharky picking up 2 here. I'm going to go a little bit DPS here, though that is one of Kiriko's big strengths, is that DPS potential from her knives. I mean, they do so much damage and even more headshot damage.
It is the triple headshot multiplier for those kunais that is so dangerous. It'll be the Dragons getting ready to maybe touch this install, but it looks like they will allow NOC to touch, but they will be fighting it very shortly.
Yeah, but now they're going to have the close spawns here for NOC Kraken, and that's going to be, you know, a very, very important thing that's going to be coming into the mix as they'll start to be coming back a little bit faster here. Yags to me, but here we go. The answer from Yags going on that Reaper. He picks up magically, and they are going to flip the robot here. And I don't think that there's going to be very many respawns that come in before the front spawns close. We got one or two maybe. Oh no, did they get through? Wow. Just by the thinnest of hairs did they make it through, and so they will have that close spawn, and so they're going to be getting back just a little bit faster. This corner is always interesting to fight around because you can walk all the way around that building rather quickly.
It'll be a cool lesson to try and match the rush. It'll be cleanse acting already used. These are trying to take full advantage of Beckett's unit rush.
And here comes Ma Noah with the rampage. Sea Serpent is answering, picking up Yogs and Spiff, but Anubis and Reiner Fan trying to answer themselves, but magically doing the thing on Junker Queen, going after Anubis here.
It's a 2v2, magically trying to take on both Reiner and Manoa. Now it'll be flipping back in their favor as sort of the extra reinforcements come. It will be back in NOC control. Still not much coverage at all here for Franklin. But it's not like NOC's been able to get out of mid for a tiny bit, but don't mind. They still got a nice little lead.
So Ma Noah and magically going kind of almost 1v1 on the Junker Queen, but it magically shows that he is the king of Junker Queen. Forces Ma Noah to swap over to the ball.
And you can just see Ray taking out both of these Rangers, looking for.
Oh, Doomy, that was huge! Picks up both the healers, Anubis and Spiff gone. That was exactly what they wanted there, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be enough.
Will not be enough. You can tell Anubis was like, oh no, as they run straight into Spiff as soon as they get stuck when they're trying to get away. That will allow NOC to play this a little bit more fast because they know the supports will not be there quite yet. As a spot gets around this arch to Doomy. Gonna see if they can try and catch one of them on the high ground, but it does not seem like anybody's there, at least quite yet.
NOC coming in, they do have those few seconds of opportunity where there might not be any supports around to help the Dragons, but I don't think they're going to be able to engage fast enough. And here comes the Reaper ult from Sea Serpent, doesn't find anything. Anubis ulting here, that was so close. He had fractions of health left, but that is going to be all they need, I think, to close out that fight.
That was a little risky. I'm very there, that's for sure. He was at what, maybe 10 HP? I don't think much more than that. So that will be a huge one there. Doomy's recall, I believe, is forced in the back as well as they're looming. They never really die in that fight. Just trying to figure out what the next plan of action is. This bot gets close to that tick for Franklin because that bot did not move anywhere after the tick. It will almost be a tie game.
We've got a touch here coming in from the Kraken. Is it going to be enough? Reiner fan picking up Sea Serpent, and looks like we're getting another ult from Yogs. There's a lot of ults coming in for this fight. They really want to make sure that they get this capture, which they do, and begin to push this robot even further and starting to take the lead here. They are only a few meters ahead right now. This has been such an even game so far. I know both of these teams, everyone's just playing out of their minds right now, and because that's what you got to do in North American finals.
Especially when you know each other this well. Like, NOC and Franklin have played time and time and time again, especially this weekend. Oh, it's not like these teams don't know each other. They know exactly what they're going to do. Remember, this ball comp has been a little out there, but 3-day rush, trying to find somebody. It does allow them to find Yang.
Yeah, and I actually had the privilege of sitting in for a little bit of VOD reviews with the Dragons earlier today, and they were discussing this team like they were standing right there next to them. I mean, they knew exactly how this team was going to run things, going through some of the VODs from this weekend and looking at how are we going to deal with some of these things that they're bringing to the table. And I know the preparation that has come in from them and from Coach Bricky, and I'm sure NOC Krakens were doing just the same this afternoon. Sea Serpent! Oh my goodness, they're getting eaten by the Serpent as he takes 3 and ends that fight quickly.
Very quickly. And mines, I can't tell if they got canceled or if it was just nothing that comes from those, but forward spawn activated once again here for NOC. A little bit of meters to catch up on, about 15 and counting, but Doomy, it seems like they're checking for Doomy now 24/7.
Yeah, they know Doomy can be lurking around every corner, and Yags is going to get rid of Doomy as quickly as he can. Ray was in a little bit of danger there for a second, able to escape before anything detrimental happens. But I think they're gonna push just a little bit further here. But oh my goodness, and I get proven wrong by Noah and Reiner fan. They're like, Aaron, no, we're gonna end this right here.
Even though they're able to catch out Spiff, not able to get much more out of it. There's still 2 in the back, Magically and Doomy. Well, they were in the back, and because of them dying so late, I don't think they get close spawns here. It'd be near impossible unless they somehow swing. We'll find out. 3, 2, 1. They both do.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
They want to squeak close spawn, so at least allow them plays a little bit closer and deny the chance for Dragons to
I swear, every time they just were like, no, they're not gonna make it. Surely they will make it, and then they make it. Those close spawns are really, really important because it's a crucial seconds and time that you have to return to the fight and join your team and turn it from maybe a 3v5 situation to back to the 5v5 that it should be.
They will be able to get back to the barricade and start building that up again. Ain't it weird that Moira is maybe the play that's saving them the most here? Like Moira's been kind of obsolete for a tiny bit, but slowly we've been seeing it during World Cup qualifiers, and all of a sudden, it doesn't look like such a horrible pick.
You know, those World Cup players, they must have been watching North American finals, because I have seen a lot of that this weekend. We've seen those fringe picks on the Moira, and a lot of back and forth here, but it looks like right now the Dragons are going to be a little bit ahead.
And they want to try and continue this advantage, but Junior and Sharky will try and deny that. They will just run through the mines, and they will stop the bleeding for now. Just under 30 seconds left, and Noah is able to get out pretty quickly here. It's more Smith I'm worried about able to get out, but he should have the fade. One fight left, at least in regulation, but NOC needing at least to go a couple more.
NOC definitely wanting to extend this and make sure that they can send this into Game 4 and potentially Game 5. And we'll just see what happens magically going in. Everyone's sending their ults right now. They know overtime is here, and now is the time to use those ultimates. Spiff sending the beam. We've got some ults from both Tracers, but let's see where they're at. Reiner fan doesn't find any. Doomy still is available. But where is Doomy? I haven't seen him, but it looks like Sharky going to pick up Reiner fan. Doomy, that was so patient. Doomy had that faith in his team. Everyone else is gonna send their ult right now. Let me hold on to mine. Noah has his available, and this is going to be huge. Sea Serpent at 74%. If he can build that up, maybe he can close this out with an ult.
That might be the key determiner here of how this map will end up. Is can Sea Serpent build up this ultimate in time? Yogg did it eerily close to his as well.
Yeah.
No, just take a few shots. Mine's about to start.
Mines on the bot is really huge. Yogg's getting one. Noah getting one as well. It is going all Dragons here in the kill feed. Overtime ticks away. Team kill. And that is round 2 over. Dragons ahead. They only need one more to reset the bracket. This is crazy. Now, I know being a Dragons coach, you're a little bit biased, but let me hear what's going through your mind right now.
Has somebody finally cracked the code on the NOC JQ Rush? That is the question that I think might be going through Coach Romani's head right now, as this is starting to become, I don't know, it's very intriguing by the day. And I will say, Anubis, I think twice or even 3 times during that map alone, sliver of health when they get off that sound barrier for the rampages, and it just saves them in a few of those fights that maybe could have turned it around. But who knows? Was the nails the difference? It's such a weird question to ask here in 2023, but it is something that the Dragons are holding on to. It will be Control and NOC. Have closed out a lot of series on Control. They ought to deny that opportunity now and keep this series alive here in Map 3.
Map 3. I mean, this is crucial for NOC Dragons, obviously, as this is the map that could determine the bracket reset, as will be if they pull this one out. It could all, every map from here on out is match point, and they are going to have to play it so carefully.
They will. I will have to take a quick break here to figure out map bans for map 3 and see if NOC can find a location to extend this series.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we go on Oasis. But as we get started here, we have a little bit of a crazy update for Valorant.
Yes, Triangle Minotaur have forced the bracket reset in Valorant, as it was they lose map 1, 10-13, 13-10, 13-3. Final map with a Guardian ace from Retro. We were losing it here in the green room, just watching that all go down. But as we refocus our attention back on this series, we may have a bracket reset on our hands if the Dragons can finish it off here on Oasis as we head to University for the first round.
If we get back-to-back bracket resets, I mean, nothing says North American Finals like that.
Will this be Dragons getting the point first? They're back on the Rhine comp that they swapped off to earlier in this series. You wonder if this is just because they're so used to it on this map, or they're feeling a little more confident now.
And did you just see the spot out that Spiff is able to accomplish on Doobie? He sees Doobie running to the left there and just pings him down, so he has to recall on that Sombra and go someplace safe. Maw Noah picking Ray here. That's going to be a good start, but Sea Serpent grabs Spiff and Maw Noah. He's doing his thing. I think that's part of why why we tried to go on Oasis, try to get away from that Reaper there, but Sea Serpent always finds a way, and so does magically. Wow, 19% here, a good start for Dragons, but the flip comes in for NOC Krakens here, and that is a great start for both teams.
And already adaptations being made. It'll be Young now over onto the Cassidy, trying to use that magnetic grenade to A, stop the teleport and the raid from the Reaper, but
oh man, that was exactly what he wanted there. But magically is gonna start doing his thing. Maw Noah here though, picking up Sharky and goes for the pin, stops it and just swings at Ray. Magically, the back and forth from these tanks, I mean, we know how pivotal this tank role is, especially now that there's only one of them. But Magically and Maw Noah all weekend have been showing us how important it truly is. The space that they create, the picks that they get, they're both doing a beautiful job. 32 to 34% and climbing in favor of the Dragons here, in favor of the bracket reset.
The team aggressing has won each fight so far. As it's been back and forth on who is in control at this point. They see Spiff on this high ground. They now can call it, hey, window is there, but your tank is not.
Yeah, oh, here comes the Sea Serpent ult, but Yags is going to say, stop that now.
Spiff probably feels that's a little targeted, and I think that is just because he's been a little cracked in this series so far. Making sure they're out of the equation, but not able to finish the rest. And it's not like the Dragons have had to use many ults. They've used one ult the entire round. They will use the second one now just to draw out some time and trying to isolate Magically here in the aisle.
Doesn't find anything, but still a good zoning ult, and that's going to be a very dangerous spot for Magically as falls. And we got the EMP coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. As my goodness, the craziness coming in from Franklin. They were all EMP. The EMP was massive, but the follow-up just wasn't there.
And I don't think Magically gets there in time. They don't because of the shatter. 132 here on this first phase of the map. And I want to watch back how they don't lose that fight with the EMP thrown in, because everybody was at least at minimum, you know, a third of their health gone, and yet they're still able to find the kills, save the fight, and at that point there's just not enough time left on the clock for NOC to get back in touch, as now City Center, I believe, is round 2, where this is going to be the round, especially the ball comp could be extremely potent.
Yeah, Magically, right at the end there, Magically fell just before that EMP came in, and I just don't think that there was enough follow-up to be able to really bring the heat that they wanted to bring with that. We've got a really interesting comp here. We've got that ball rush that they were doing earlier, and it paid off, and I'm really excited to see how it goes this time.
Able to be working around. They have the Bastion ready, I think. I thought probably for the Reinhardt, nowhere to be seen, is now a giant just walking turret going around, and Sea Serpent, all eyes on him.
as Sea Serpent has been making some crazy plays today. Doomy picking up Reiner Fan here. That is a really good pick because Reiner Fan was going to be in that back line on that Tracer. Serpent trying to go after the ball, trying to melt him down. Doesn't quite find it, but there Monoa falls to Doomy. A lot of health is being lost from the side of NOC right now, but they're able to bring it back up. Ray falls. Reiner Fan falls to the Doomy's headshot. That was wild. May Ice, if he hits that headshot on Tracer, it's a one-hit elimination. And that is exactly what we saw there. Magically picking up Monoa. The first capture comes in. That fight was so extended. We've got ults coming online left and right here. And I think that the next fight is going to be absolutely wild.
And it took so long for NOC to capture that only because the stall was there, but it felt like the entire time, no, this is NOC's fight to win. As the double boop is used, it forces out wall, and they consider rush just for the healing.
Did Anubis just throw magically into traffic?
No, Monoa did, and then Anubis was like, get back in there, just get back.
Oh my goodness. That is wild. Trying to get them hit. That the traffic that's in that street over there does do all of the damage, and they really tried to push him into the street, but it doesn't look like they're going to need it. They're going to find the flip here, 45%, and now the first capture from the side of Franklin.
Yeah, poor Doomy. They just get knocked right back in as soon as they get out of Ice Block, and they will stagger them out just a little bit. Big thing now, this coming fight magically has the Rampage ready to go. The question is, with the comp that's being played, Franklin's playing very split up, right? You got little pockets of players. Which pocket are they going to be looking for potentially on a spiff, as they do have the Coalescence ready and no sound barrier to help?
And the thing right now, especially with how Magically uses Rampage, is diving into that backline. But the thing about this backline is the backline can move really quickly with the fade from Moira, Lucio speeding out of there, and as soon as Magically gets in there, they could be gone. And it looks like that started to happen, but Magically still finds Anubis right after that Rampage came in, and it looks like they're scrapping on point right now. I don't know if the flip is going to hit.
They're just stalling this out. That is the beauty of this comp, and also the horror of this point. It is so hard to cap it after somebody who's already in control. You could stall this for ages, but no, Reiner Fan is dead. Yogs will go in on the Echo. Stall it out for a little bit longer. You can see Anubis now walking in, getting ready to stall for a few more seconds, and eventually does flip at 68. But an extra, like 10 to 15%, the NOC able to build up extra that they could have kept just a little bit earlier if Franklin did not stall for as long. The good thing for NOC, you got 3 ults. Dang near 4, as Sea Serpent's getting eerily close to that Blossom. Honestly, if you plan it out right, you can pretty much lock in around 3, unless Franklin have some crazy counterplay.
We've got the beat coming in, ults left and right. This is at least 3 being used in this fight between these teams. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Sea Serpent does fall, Reiner Fan falls, and the back and forth is absolutely wild. Noah swinging in, trying to get picked, but he might get beamed down. He falls to Doomy. 84% here for NOC Kraken. They are very, very close to closing this one out there. Maybe 1 or 2 fights away. But as we've seen earlier, the stall is there from the side of Franklin Dragons. But the back and forth here is absolutely wild. And I think the Dragons are stalling for as long as they can. We're in overtime now, and they are staggered pretty heavily here.
Pips just gets back in time. There's no healers there for a while for Franklin. It's the Yogs are just waiting for it, but now the reinforcements have arrived. Noah's getting focused down. They will be low. They will try and power drive in. Blizzard will force the backup, and it'll pick up both DPS.
We're sending all the ults we have. They're trying to close this out. We are in overtime now. There isn't very much left as it ticks away, and we are 1-1 here. We go into the 3rd round here of Oasis.
It will be a Gardens here for round 3, and arguably probably more going back to the Rush that we've seen them both play, especially on University. I guess they could get away with this. There will be some slight swaps going around. But the general consensus is staying the same with the ball comp. And obviously, if you're NOC, no reason to change anything. Like, this is going to be your comp through and through. Unless there is a massive change up in how Franklin wants to play, this is your best bet because it's your best practice comp with the slight adaptations from Doomy to slow down Manoa, and they're getting way more punished now for those deep dives, and they maybe don't get out with as much health as they used to, and instead they just bait us. They're going exactly what they were.
Yeah, I think that this, though they didn't win the last round, I do think they've been doing a really good job of dealing with Magically, dealing with Serpent, dealing with those heavy elimination players that have been doing such a good job in this series. But Spiff and Anubis both fall. The healers are gone, and it seems like others are soon to follow.
I will say, actually, Yoggz has taken the Tracer role away from Reiner Fan. They have taken the handle of the Flex DPS now, going into this round. Curious if that changes anything, as Spiff, even though they just got dove, we'll actually go over to the Zen. At least we're a little more focused fire, trying to end these fights even quicker than what they already were, as Magically's on the hunt.
Quick anecdote here. Did you see Manoa escape as he swung around the right side out of point, tickled the water, and then made it back around? I saw him escape there, and I was floored. He almost touched himself out of bounds. That was wild.
Now Reiner fans left all alone. They try and back cap when NOC's trying to take out the supports, but nobody dead, and point still stays the same.
At 36% here, a very, very good start from the Krakens. And oh no, Yoggz gets taken out by the knife. Such a good throw from Magically, using that to its best here. Needing to back out a little bit, took a pretty heavy fire there in that hallway. And there is just a fight here on this stairs, and the flip came in. That was, I am a little surprised, a little bit of a C9 almost. I am really surprised that happened, as you can tell. But Magically and Sea Serpent doing their best to clean things up and take it back, and it looks like they will do exactly that. But the stall coming in.
Now the stall's going through already 20%. The Franklin's name that you could argue don't deserve to be in their name after kind of just sneaking that point cap in. Actually, the Rampage is used during that as well on the Spiff, but instead of it being 85% and counting, it is only 65 so far for NOC. But again, Blizzard, both support ultimates just chilling there. Franklin need to draw out a few of those, but I think NOC definitely in the best position here.
The only thing that is a little bit sketchy about trying to stall for so long is that you might become a little late to the fight at that point. Manoa, though, being as fast as he is on the ball, is able to find his way back quick as he can. I hear the Reaper ult from Reinerfen. He picks up one. The beat comes in from Ray, saving the rest of the team here. That could have been like absolutely massive on the side of Reinerfen, but Ray doing his team alive with that beat. But Sea Serpent, the Kraken, the Beast, he cleans up 3, and we're going to map 4. Wow, Kraken, what a beautiful job here. That was textbook.
That was exactly how you adapt during the middle of a map. As slowly, I think the May pick changed everything. The dives that were coming in from Franklin get way more punished, and they're not able to close it out. This was the play, though. This was nasty. Like, this was a straight nasty. The minefield, they have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
At that point, in that choke point. But like we said, they've closed out series on Control, and they have continued to play well on Control this weekend. And now the scary thing is, Control is map 5 as well. So if they can get this hybrid, then they get back to another Control. It is the same 3 maps for map 5 as well. So that could be a very interesting map ban phase, knowing the result of Oasis, but it will be hybrid now as our map 4 type. The first time we will see that all weekend.
Yeah, this is obviously the first hybrid map coming in here because this is our best of 5 series. But before we can have that, we're going to have a quick break. So you guys stay right here and we will be right back. And we are back. And we are happy to be here. We've got... They're teasing a Roadhog.
They are teasing Roadhog. What is life? This in a way I'm not surprised though.
Wait, no, it's not a tease.
This used to be the NOC special.
Yeah.
Like Hog used to be the NOC special until he got nerfed into the ground a while ago, and he's got some subtle buffs since then, but nothing crazy. This is not what I thought we were gonna see, and I have a feeling Franklin will be in for quite a shock when they see that. The rest of what NOC's running, I would say pretty normal stuff, but that is a wild card for sure.
I am super surprised to see that. Honestly, out of anything that I would have guessed to see, that was the last thing. And I'm curious what is going through Franklin's head right now as they see the Hog. Obviously, you know, the character still dangerous, but not nearly in a spot as any of some of these other tanks that we've seen all weekend. Doomy on the Torb, picking up Spiff. They really have some out-of-pocket picks here. I'm very surprised and honestly really happy to see it, because that's, you know, half the fun of North American Finals is these kids doing things you just never expect.
Yeah, no, this was not on my bingo card. I think we finally hit bingo. You know, we were knocking some stuff off yesterday. I think we finally hit bingo with the Roadhog, and now Franklin, you can tell, it's like, okay, how are we actually going to go at this? Because Doomy's constantly just be trying to poke from off angles. He's certainly will be trying to rush in. The Hawk forces out the lamp early here from Spiff, but high ground is controlled now by Franklin.
That is a really good spot for them to be in, but like you said, that lamp being taken offline for 30 seconds is going to be huge. Unfortunately, there's no big ults right now that they could use to kind of make use of that. I spoke too soon. Well, Yag's coming in with the Dragons, doesn't find anybody, but does find Sea Serpent with the headshot. Wants to keep his distance from Sea Serpent and does just that. We've got the ult coming in from Noah. Doesn't find Elins, but it cuts health in half, and they're able to run down the rest of the team here, and that is going to be an excellent first capture from the side of Frank.
Yeah, they will actually try and gain high ground as well, even though everybody from NOC got close spawn. I don't think C's going to realize, like, hey, there is somebody up there already. But this will be an awkward fight, because Reiner fans is kind of sitting around in that middle level. Now we'll drop back down, and just because, yeah, there's no support up there quite yet, they will give it up for free to NOC. And now they have some ultimates to work with as well. Molten Cord is to kind of disrupt the push on the high ground or on the cart and the Kitsune Rush. Magically, I'm actually not sure what he's going to do with the Hog, because there's not a whole lot you can do with it.
I mean, they're...
isolate him in a corner.
Or just create space, and I mean, that's what tanks are all about, is just creating that space. I think that's going to be the biggest use of that right now, but Reiner fan with the tire, let's see what it finds. It doesn't quite get magically as he took that rebreather, magically ults, and then falls over to Reiner fan. That's going to be a huge cancel there, and Doomy coming in though with the follow-up on the Molten Core, and that is going to start to push off point here. We've got Serpent with that Death Blossom. We know that he loves to properly try and use that, as that is the kind of the special with Reaper here. But he's not going to look for it right now.
Just like, hey, I do you here, I do you there. And Franklin are already looking for it like crazy. They know what these Serpent can do on a Reaper, especially with a Blossom in hand. This is a lot of high ground. Hang it out. Having a good time.
Listen, Spiff with high ground in a window to conquer the world. Sea Serpent coming in with the Death Blossom, picking up Anubis and Yogs. That's exactly what he wanted to see out of that. And that is going to be absolutely huge to push off that momentum coming in from Franklin.
Lines will be used, and we're used with the hammer kill.
Oh, no!
Now we got a bingo. Now we got a bingo. Hammer kill used by Doomy. And
oh no.
2.5 minutes. They're just holding on to this high ground with force. This will be the first fight, though, in a long time that they will not have an ultimate at their disposal to try and fend away the attack. But now, for Franklin, can you take advantage of that? And now on to JQ.
They're going to fight on high ground here. Noah gets pushed down. but I don't think that anyone's going to fall here. They're going to come back up, try and re-engage. This is a weird up and down poke war that I definitely didn't expect to see. Fifth, trying to get rid of Doomy's turret there. Yogg's picking up Sharky. Yogg's picking up Ray. He's going crazy. He's on fire here. Getting Doomy as well. Oh my goodness. Someone stop this man. Someone call the fire department. He is burning it down.
ES4, does he get the ace? No. Sea Serpent able to just escape unless they get randomly headshot here through the tunnel. Sharky almost has that fate though. You know, the Stoner will have to call out, hey, they're rotating. Get on cart. Let's start to make sure this cart's as close to the end as possible, as NOC will be entering in with the rush.
Now we see the ults coming in online.
Touch?
Not. That's huge there. The push is going to continue here. There's no one on point right now. They're walking away from the tire as it comes in. Gets Ray. Reiner Fan picking that up magically. Picking up Reiner Fan in return. Anubis grabbing magically as we start to try to make it to the scores here. And it looks like they are going to continue to push. A really good start from Franklin here. They've got 2 minutes, 20 seconds of the time bank. They've got plenty of time, but they also don't have, you know, it's not an unlimited amount of time, so they gotta work this fast, try and keep as much time in the time bank as they can, just in case we go into OT on this match.
Actually not going to try and play the hog anymore. They will just match the Junker Queen. Window use, Kitsune use, and one support down for each side, and both teams kind of just trying to play it safe, but Doomy, they're just stuck.
We got stuck out there. Noah grabbing that opportunity, magically picking up Spiff and clearing out that immortality field as they try and defend this with their lives. 1 minute 39 seconds. It is counting down here, and they are so close to closing this half of the map. This attack here has been so well done. Magically, it's caught by the trap and taken out by Noah. Noah swinging away on the JQ, but falls to Sea Serpent. I hear the ult coming in. He doesn't end up. Oh, he gets. It's just the immortality field saves. That's huge there. The defense is holding strong, but Spiff picking up Doomy.
And now swaps here for the Dragon. You know, they get two. I think they get a little more too greedy, dare I say. Trying to get a few more of those picks. And now Anubis trying to rush in with the rally. They are not able to save Spiff, though. Just the break to try and finish out this round. You know, overtime, over a minute end is no longer a possibility.
It looks like we're just going to push as hard as we can here. Sea Serpent getting the pick on Anubis. A very aggressive play from Anubis didn't quite pay off. Yogs, Ray, we got trades back and forth here. The defense is holding. Only 30 seconds left. So the Franklin need to get back in here and just close this out.
NOC are playing for the fact that, hey, we just need to finish the map to ensure that this series is done. And not the series, this map, if they finish it, is done. 13 seconds left. It'll be Young just kind of chilling on the main entry. A few ultimates building for each side, but none will have at the beginning of this fight until magically just built it.
Fifth falls to Sea Serpent. Sea Serpent in that backline doing exactly what, magically picking up one. Sea Serpent magically, all of them in the kill feed. OT takes away. Big defense. They didn't quite push it all the way. Amazing performance from the Krakens.
A great little stabilization there. It's like, hey, you know, we're losing a little bit of control on this. Let's rein it back in, go back to the basics that got us here. And they were able to deny the full cap here on Hollywood. As I believe, just so you all know, Valorant stream's just starting back up. If you want to have both up, we admittedly have the Valorant stream up to our right now, just to see us. Yeah, make sure you go over there. Some great content getting put out. But for now, NOC, I doubt they start in the hog now. I think that was a quick lesson of like, hey, maybe that didn't work as much as we would have liked, and we need to maybe change a few things.
Yeah, I think that the Junker Queen lends better to the attack side as well, and so that's what they're gonna do. And here we see magically the king of Junker Queen, as I said earlier. It's been absolutely crazy today on Noah. I like this pick, but I wonder, do you think Zarya, we saw some Zarya from Mono yesterday, I believe. Do you might have been not necessarily the better choice, but do you think that could have been a different choice that was
I think the Zarya, if you are more trying to focus on, hey, we are denying any chance of negative effects, especially from the Junker Queen, I think Zarya is a decent pick. The thing is, you gotta pocket them to Kingdom coming back, because Zarya just doesn't have the health that a lot of tanks do in the current game. It's a little bit of a chore to keep them up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They will stick to this poke comp, at least initially here. Sitting on the high ground, going to try and give Reiner Fan some space here to try to lock down these choke points, and Doomy will try and disrupt all that.
Doomy on the Genji here. We haven't seen a lot of Genji this weekend too, so that's going to be a really interesting. I think he's really just trying his best to get people off the high ground and make sure that they can take control of that part of the map here, just so that they can continue to hold strong here. Serpent have both fallen, and this defense is holding fast.
And it gone. Ray, yeah, sadly not be able to get out, buddy. But I wonder how NOC is going to approach this. It is a very hard comp to push in, where in reality, there's only one way to push in. It's through that main choke point. Yes, you can go through tunnel to the right of your screen, bottom right, but there's a Junkrat in play. And a Hanzo. Like, that is a death wish if you're trying to push through there. And as I'm saying it, I think they were debating on going that way. Instead, they will try to essentially wrap all the way around to the left side, at least the DPS will, to try and find Spiffer and Anubis all alone.
A little bit of a split push here, which I don't know if it's going to pay off, but Dooney picks up Reiner Fan. Yogs returns it. Serpent getting rid of Spiff's immortality. The back and forth, blow for blow here. It is anyone's fight at this moment. Just blue, red, back and forth in the Guilty Sea Serpent, starting to close things out a little bit. Will he finish out this point? I hear the dragons. I don't see them quite yet. I wonder where they're going to land. Oh! Here they come on point. It picks up Sea Serpent, but I think there's still going to be a few on point that are going to start to cap it. Oh, Reiner Fan picks up Ray.
You'll get 2 ticks minimum. Reiner Fan's kind of just hanging out. Anubis will be back now for the recontest. Madsen will catch Yagzo off on the engage. They were trying to go around that side tunnel over the point. They have a little bit more time to give up. I think they're stalling for Mon Noah to get back with the Riddick Flux, but they will not be able to. Will not be there in time. Rampage clinches it. 4 minutes here for Street.
And magically there, really just close that fight out, doing what he does. That huge plays with the Rampage all weekend long. But our defense here on the side of Franklin Dragons, they've got 4 ults sitting in their pocket, but it looks like their attackers are not far behind. NOC Kraken just about have 4 of their own. This fight is going to be crazy. I mean, it's gonna come down to some ult discipline, because I know sometimes people just want to send all the ults that they can. Sea Serpent's gonna ult, take Spiff, and then fall to Mon Noah. The tire comes in from Reiner Fan, trading of ultimates. Tire doesn't find him here, but Yags picks up Ray, and I just don't know. Yags is gonna start to clean out the Kraken.
Oh my goodness.
Is going crazy here. He's on fire, doing his hold of that high ground, and just did some great work there on that Hanzo. He's got his dragons back. He's gonna try and look for it, and it was a little sneaky last time. He just barely picked up Sea Serpent there at the end of that fight on, or kind of at the beginning of the end of that fight on point, and I wonder what work he will do this time.
Yeah, for now, just trying to make sure they can set the high ground. Spiff is enemy number 1 for NOC. Dragons will get used. It'll knock down Sharky a little bit. Doomy will force out the beat from their own team just to make sure they can live for the rest of this mid-fight.
And Doomy tries to dive, and it just doesn't come out. Anubis picking up Doomy there, but magically grabbing Yags. Yags being a hyper-lethal vector that we saw in the last fight. And so that is a huge pick, and magically picks up Reiner Fan. Both of those DPS are gone at the moment, and I think they're going to be able to push this a little bit further. We've got 2 minutes in the time bank. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get there to touch. Let's see. Oh, there is the touch. They're trying to to get as much of that time away as they can. There's only 3 meters left, but Sea Serpent, absolutely huge, going crazy, on point, clearing it out, getting that capture. 3 minutes in the time bank. This is very, very close to what we saw last time, and I am so excited. We've got the last little leg of this map here, and if we can, if NOC Krakens close this out, we will be going to map 5.
Which that would make everything even more interesting. Yogs are just caught out. Both of you guys try and dive on them. It'll force the recall, though. They were able to just get out. Davidic Clutch finds 2, but Sea Serpent!
Oh my goodness! He gets 2, takes out the Immortality Field before picking up Spiff and Yogs, magically grabbing Rider Friend. Ma and Noah accidentally got rid of himself. I don't know what happened there. Must have been either the rock or the explosive damage that he can return onto himself. Ma and Noah going into stall mode here. They know they don't have a lot of time left, not a lot of meters, but they're on the point now. There's only 1.74 meters left to go. We hear ults going left and right. Doomy and Sea Serpent and Sharky fall. This is going to put a big stop on this push here, and that's exactly what Franklin Dragons wanted to see. They are now holding strong on this point. 1:50 left to go.
I think it just took Franklin too long to use their support ults for the longest time, and that's how this domino effect really started to cascade. But now, 1:40 for NOC. You have the Sunbearer that you practically will get here in just a second. You'll have the Kitsune Rush. That's really about it until maybe very close to overtime. You gotta try and find something pretty quickly here, or just sustain the losses.
Now, if I'm the Kraken here, I know that all you need is one fight to clean this out.
Use it there?
Oh my goodness! Rider Fan grabbing both the DPS, one of the most gutsy tires I've ever seen. He knew there wasn't anywhere, he couldn't back up any further, needed to close that fight. There's only a minute left here. Ray sent the beat. Sharky doesn't quite have Kitsune Rush here. They are... oh my goodness, my heart's pounding right now.
That was so ballsy. Like, to know, hey, they're right there, but I'm just gonna pop it anyway. They're not looking at me, it's fine. Pops it, gets 2, saves the fight, even though Spiff dies, who is now on the Kiriko. Trying to, just in case, they're able to build up red base. They have that safety blanket in the bag. It's still just mines here for the Dragons. They may be able to get Sea Serpent, though. Almost not able to get out.
We've got the Kitsune Rush coming in. No one touches. The Kraken sent it to map 5. Oh my goodness.
I think they thought there was just a little bit more space. I'm not gonna lie. And that's unfortunate because I don't see we're in the driving seat because they get Spiff right away. But that's kind of an anticlimactic way to end that map, that's for sure. But as you said, here now, going to map 5. Map 5 is the place to be. It'll be going back to control for map 5. The question is now, do we go back to Oasis or do we go somewhere else? It is going to be a very important map ban phase, deciding if we continue on for another hour or so here for Overwatch, or if we will call it quits right here and crown NOC the champions. I
can't wait. I mean, I hope these kids are remembering to breathe because they're certainly taking my breath away. But I am just so excited to find out how this goes. But you guys wait right here. We are going to take one more short break before we end this series. Well, at least this part of this series.
This one, at least, yeah.
How it goes. And we are back with Map 5 Grand Finals Overwatch here in North American Finals in Orlando, Florida. Oh my goodness, this series has been crazy. We are in Map 5. We're looking at a possible bracket reset. I am so excited for all of this action. These players are bringing us everything that we want out of Grand Finals.
It's exactly what you want from a grand final. Just like you said, this is what we want when we have the two best teams in this final. And it will be going over to City Center first. This is the one we saw some creativity thrown around, and it will actually then be going right back to that with the ball comp. NOC now in the blue. They do have a slight change. They will have Sharky on the Brig instead of the Kiriko. So I have a feeling that is to try and flail away.
You spoke too soon.
I got baited.
You got baited.
I got baited. So it'll be relative. I just say, yeah, same thing as we saw when we just saw this map. What, about a half hour ago?
Yeah, this is the back and forth here. And oh no! Doomy catches out Reinerfan immediately. That headshot with the icicle. Absolutely clean. That's going to be the first pick of this map as the control point is about to unlock. Luckily, Reinerfan on that trace is going to be able to get back very, very quickly. Sea Serpent grabbing Anubis.
It'll just be, taking out Anubis. Points capped fairly quickly, especially for city standards. Pretty quick cap for NOC, and now gotta think, all right, they're trying to take advantage of this. No ultimates to be seen anywhere close, but Doomy puts the wall down, just forces the wide rotation for the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, I think that the Wrecking Ball, you know, that's that stall that they were using last time. If they can find their way on point, find that cap flip over, I think that the ball is going to be absolutely huge. They're just taking out, you know, all those percentages that are so important. That little bit of time that they can take away from NOC Krakens here.
And now it's NOC just trying to stall this out as long as they can. It's still a winnable fight. Definitely a little bit harder, though, than what they would have done. 3v3 on the point, and now be a 4v3 as Yogs drops on in, and magically that finishing beam just tears them to shreds. And even though Doomy, these long-range icicles, man, are just taking people out left and right, it'll not be enough to save the point. 53% for now for NOC, and funny enough, one ultimate used. So far, we're about, you know, we're a good few minutes into this game now. Now it'll be a lot of ultimates going into this next fight. Blizzard online, Coalescence, and Pulse, and Dupe ready here for the Dragons. Sea Serpent and Ray, and magically, for that matter, could all get close, or do it during the middle of the fight.
And there's, you know, just a lot that can happen in this fight. Spiff starts to send the Coalescence. Icicle early. Sea Serpent gets taken out by Spiff's Coalescence. Manoa grabs Sharky. They've got a really, really good position here, but Manoa was dangerously low for a second there, but gets healed back up. Doomy grabbing Reinerfan. On fire now. Spiff grabbing Ray, and I think that is going to probably close this fight out. Magically is trying to back up here, trying to grab that health. The cars are behind Magically. Very dangerous spot to be in, as we talked about earlier. Sea Serpent standing in the ult. Gets Anubis here. All of the damage coming onto Magically that away. Magically grabbing Yags. They are very close to flipping this point back around 62% in climbing here, though. For Franklin, we've got 5 on point. The flip comes in 54% in climbing now for the NOC Kraken.
That was a decent play there from NOC, I will say, because as you said, it's very risky for Magically to play out there. But you can get spooked, you get hit by a car. But instead, they bait the aggression. Anubis is not able to get out of the way by the time the Death Blossom is turned in the corner. But Manoa now looking minefield, pile drive, dead.
That was textbook here. Anubis also grabbing Sharky. Yeah, he's grabbing Doomy. They are cleaning off this point here. 80% in climbing for the NOC Kraken. But the flip is about to come in for Franklin. The Dragons doing a great job here, bringing this back around.
And no, so as I said, 86% here for NOC. Their issue is Not even close to any ultimates. They may not have one for the rest of this round unless they can quickly build one up. If there is going to be one to do it, I have a feeling it'll be Sea Serpent because they've been... whenever they need someone, it is Sea Serpent to find the play that is needed. And now, Rhino fan is looking. Do you think they can find this stick?
Doesn't find anyone, but Noah finds Ray. That's going to be a really good start here because it now won't be able to even build up that boop, even if he want, or not boop, but his ultimate. Not going to be able to build that up at all. Spiff coming in, grabbing it. Karki with the coalescence. Yags getting Sea Serpent, which is a dangerous man that we were talking about earlier. Overtime is on, 99% here. We are so close to closing out this round. Reiner fan grabbing Doomy and Ray, sending this overtime out of here.
Anubis got hit by a car.
Anubis got hit by a car.
Anubis got hit by a car. Not IRL. Not IRL.
Don't play in the streets, kids. It's dangerous.
Note self. As yeah, that's an unfortunate way to die. I have a feeling they were trying to get out there to boop magically away as they tried to rampage back onto points, but a little bit of miscalculation on the velocity of how fast they were going. But the important thing is the Dragons win the round that arguably that comp is best suited for. The rest of the other two rounds more suited for what NOC love to run with this rush. They can steal one of those. We get to hit the reset button and we get, I would say, at least another hour of Overwatch.
This is absolutely crazy. These kids knew what we wanted to see as casters, and they're doing it to a T. I promise it's not scripted. They're just that good. They are doing such an amazing job to bring us the crazy action that we kind of expect now out of North American finals.
This is just, okay. Dragons take high ground. Kraken try and follow. It gets walled off, but Noah is hacked. Now it's just a flipperoo. Now NOC try and take the high ground. This will just be the constant back and forth. There's now nobody on point quite yet. Trying to battle for up top, and nobody died quite yet, actually.
If picking up magically, that's a fight. Yags grabbing Sea Serpent. Those lethal are down, and they're gonna get the first cap here. We're looking ever closer to that bracket reset. I am so excited. My heart's beating over here. They are doing so good.
You mean just running around? Spiff sees them. Just can't get him out of invis quite yet, but they know that Sombra is roaming around and more than likely going after them yet again. They will have that window very shortly. Magically already goes in, and nothing quite yet.
Biff's head was on a swivel there, but Sea Serpent going to pick that up after the hack came through. Sea Serpent now on point with Magically, but he falls to Yags. Doomy, though, grabbing Yags himself. The back and forth Magically and Doomy cleaning things up here. The cap is going to come down here. Being the last one off of point. 41% excellent start for the Dragons, but the Krakens grab the point. The battle of the sea and the sky. They are just going crazy here.
And now ultimates will become a part of the equation as a lot of people get into ult all at once. You know, sometimes you'll have one or two players get their ult, you know, fairly quickly, but no, everybody's been almost at the same exact rate. Sea Serpent's the only one not eerily close. Not canceled by EMP, but no BAP.
Yags grabbing Magically with that Deadeye. That was exactly what it is. But Sea Serpent builds it up, gets to, falls to Reiner Fen. Doomy picking up Yags. I think that they are going to hold on just for a little bit here. Doomy doing an excellent job cleaning up the remaining members of the Dragons.
Beautiful EMP and even a better Death Blast. I think there's that slight ledge over that doorway that you can technically stand on. They were just lurking, ready for them to try and just push through that stairwell and able to capitalize. Doomy now just calling out this rotation, seeing where everybody is.
He gets detected. I think he did that on purpose, simply to get them to turn around a little bit. I think that was like tactical detection there, and he gets to try and split the team a little bit, gives them a little bit of information. He is huge. Noah and Reiner Fan cleaning things up, but Sea Serpent grabs Noah before he falls himself. Anubis sends Ray off the point, and the flip is just about to come in. We had Yumi trying to stall for a second, but decides, I'm going to back up and let them have that.
The ice block stopped the rampage. It blocked it. They only hit Monoa because they couldn't get into the back where everybody else is because of Rider Fan using ice block. And it's just like a Mei wall. Like, if they're just going to continuously run into it until that normal meter is gone. Yeah, gotta be, yeah, that high ground is a dangerous place when they know you are one to kill very quickly here. As now, almost even on percentage.
As Spiff, we know how much he wants to hang out up there, but as you said, very, very dangerous. He sends the window. Mono, a huge fire strike on a sea surface, charges it magically, trying to send right into the corner. The swings come in. They're cleaning up the point. 80% and climbing to that 78%. The Dragons are now leading. They are only a few percentages away from sending us to the bracket reset.
The big thing for this fight is Dumi's in the back. Who uses ult first? The EMP, or can Monoa build up the shatter and land it so the fight is non-existent by the time the EMP goes?
There goes the shatter. Is he gonna find it? The hack comes in, gets all 5, but it's not going to matter as we see 3 elims coming in. 4, 5. That's a team kill, and we're going to a bracket reset. Let's go!
Bracket reset. 2 games, both games so far bracket resets. And we'll have to see if Rocket League is able to get the feel of the Rocket League guys. We've been waiting just a little bit longer here to get going. Wow, what an adaptation. Just like under an hour ago. Playing both of these points a little bit better because those are the 2 they lost. That's it. So adaptations were made. The bracket resets has been pushed for back-to-back years. And now we have another best of 5 to go. We have a very long night ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely we do, but we couldn't be happier for it as the action continues, the excitement continues. All of these kids and their parents are, I know, just so excited right now. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better series. Both these teams playing their hearts out, and ladies and gentlemen, stick with us. We will be back very soon with the bracket reset. I can't wait. So we will see you guys very soon. Welcome back, everyone. We are here. The bracket is reset. The slate is clean, and we are ready to go. Before we get started, though, we do have a quick announcement for you from Jesse.
Yes, so the raffle is still going on to Tilt Cancer. Make sure you check it out. It's on the nafinals.com site. It is almost everywhere in the venue. Just scan the QR code. Make sure you get in on it. The drawings will be tonight during the closing ceremonies. All of it going to a phenomenal cause. So make sure you check that out. I know I got a few tickets.
Yeah, I got a few tickets myself.
Tickets on Friday. So cannot wait to see how much we were able to raise. As a quick note for everybody interested as well, legit, as we're doing intro, Triangle Minotaur win game 1 after they forced the reset for Valorant 13-7. So now they are one map away from not only having the bracket reset, but winning the whole thing. We'll keep you guys posted on that. But for now, it is a different escort map for map number 1. We are going over to Shambali Monastery, which is a map we have not seen a whole lot of this weekend.
Oh, we really haven't, and I'm excited to see how this gets played out. I think that there's a lot of opportunities here for both teams to make some moves, and it looks like there might be a little bit of a close hold, and I'm very interested to see how that goes. I'm curious. Mono is peeking a little bit, and I think they might him if they're looking out that doors, but I don't see anyone right now, so I don't think they know there. And here comes the rotate. The wall comes in, blocking off half of that team there, and the swings are coming through. No elims are found, but Mono with a big fire strike on Sea Serpent. They're gonna push them back into their spawn doors. Tell them to get out of here. The charge. Oh, the teleport. He was in a dangerous position, Sharky. He was able to teleport just out of danger.
That was a dangerous game they were playing. He's like, all right, wait. Magically, it just keeps getting walled. It will be, though, Sea Serpent on the wide side, still in turret form, so to deny that aggression. You know, NSC will try and go in. Lamp already forced, and a few members in critical condition.
If Lamp goes down, that's out for 30 seconds, and now the turret comes in from Sea Serpent as he starts to melt people down, but Yags and Reiner Fan are finding people. Sea Serpent picks up Anubis, but it wasn't enough. Now Anubis isn't going to be in this fight for a little bit, so if they can reset, jump in, it's going to be a 5v4 situation, and it's going to be a really good spot for the Krakens to be in.
Watch out for maybe an early window just to try and keep up the healing, but instead, Lamp is used on Spiff to make sure they stay alive. Shatter knocks out 2, and the cure goes makes sure no cleanse.
Oh my goodness, we hear the high noon. He gets walled off, but he still might find someone. He finds Doomy, picking that up and trying to push them back in spawn once again. What a beautiful hold here from the Dragons.
And already, half the time gone in a map that it is so crucial to get early progress because there is so many places, especially in first phase, where you can hold. The fact that it's 2 minutes almost gone already is a brilliant start for the Dragons. Oh, Noah, you were, just getting with artillery strike, and everything's getting thrown in.
Magically sends in the Rampage. We don't see any picks come in. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't try to start firing and swinging, but he does pick up Anubis after that. Reiner Fan getting Sea Serpent, though. Spiff grabbing Sharky, Mono grabbing Doomy. The hold is strong. 2 minutes are, their 2 minutes are gone. We've got only 1:45 left as this hold is going very, very well here. Mono charging in, being super aggressive, but it has been paying off thus far. The Maywall comes in, Beat comes down, and this is getting an aggressive push here, and I think they're going to try and clear out these Dragons. The Serpent's doing a really good job here, trying to get rid of those guys. And that is going to probably be the end of that fight.
And eventually, they get through the chokehold that seemed like the Dragons had on them for a while. Still got a decent amount of time here to try and cap first phase. Doomy, I wonder if that voice line gave away their position. It did. Yacht hears them, and now close them out. Recall is gone. Will they hit him with the nade to deny the blink? No, but the Shatter
comes in.
Again.
The Shatters have been huge from Monoa. He got 2 there. Charges Sharky, takes him out. Spiff picks up Doomy. I mean, this hold is just so strong so far. Now, is this something that we really expected here on this first point? Such a strong defense?
I expected a strong defense, but not where it was. I was expecting it, kind of near the straight. It is a very hard place to push. They're waiting for a flank window right now. The fact that it was 2 minutes in the beginning of the map is huge. Yes, I don't think they're going to see that.
If he's ready for it, and he's going to start to fire into their backs. People are falling left and right. Spiff doesn't quite find it magically. He's able to jump on him. There's only 10 seconds left here, but I think they might be able to get this first phase. But I hear the freeze coming in from Reiner fan. Is it going to be enough? And the touch is there. Overtime is ticking, and they are almost here at that first point. But the Dragons are going to fight tooth and nail for this. Yeah, he's grabbing 2. Oh my goodness, it's coming up all Dragons right now. I hear the shatter. I don't think it connected with anyone. Overtime is starting to tick down, and I just don't think they got there. No, they didn't make it past first phase. That was an incredible defense from the Dragons. What a great way to open series number 2.
I admit, Noah trying to hit the shatter out of Tracer. It was never going to happen, Noah. It was never going to happen. I know how many times he's tried that in scrims. He has maybe a 2% success rate. But hey, I respect it. Even though, yes, the window gets 2 kills, it draws the attention away. It is the fact that Reiner fan Yags Anubis is able to stay alive. You stall that out a little bit more and able to just keep the time ticking down. And I admit the cart is in a very familiar spot to where a lot of teams get held on this map. I don't think it's the end of the world here for NOC. You can have a very similar type of hold. Yumi will start on the orb, and you wonder, are we actually getting the
Come on.
Give it answered?
This would finish the... No, never mind. It's back on to May. It's already back on May. Well, it's fine. It's fine. I know that's the better pick. I actually would have been kind of shocked if we got Pharah on this map of all places. I mean, we've been on Helios a couple of times. Like, that's much more common on the Pharah, but let's not worry about that right now. We still have a Torb, which is always an interesting pick. We saw a hammer kill come in earlier. That checked one of the boxes of bingo here, and we are getting started. I'm very excited. They are not opting for the close hold like we saw in the last round, but I think that's a good choice for them, especially for the comp that they're running.
Yeah, it's gonna hold this corner so they can guarantee a fight here, and maybe either at next corner or that log straight away before the end of the map. But for now, yeah, this card continues to hit that corner. This is when the action's truly gonna start, and the Bastion's already down.
Reiner fan has been getting those icicle clicks all day. I mean, you saw the headshot got on Doomy earlier, twice I think actually. Charge coming in from Noah, being super aggressive, creating that space, and that's exactly what he wants to do here. And Spiff is gonna grab Ray there, and they are just pushing him so well, making sure that no progress is stopped. They're gonna get a little bit of faster speed here on the point as a couple of them go and sit on it as they try to get these last few leads.
Yumi will swap off the Torb onto the Tracer. Well, they may get the swap again.
Oh my gosh!
Block, this time from Reiner fan as they enter the final straight. Can they touch?
Doesn't look like it. I don't... Oh, we got 2. We got 3 on point here. 0.52 meters. Reiner fan and Anubis getting these picks here, and I think that's going to close out map 1. We have 1 stalling, and that is going to close out map 1. Dragons are ahead.
Dragons, a similar start, right? Similar start to last time these teams played. Just, and then this first series of this grand final, 1-0. But this time, it didn't feel the same way. I don't know if you're getting that same feeling.
Yeah.
We're talking actually with the Rocket League casters who are kind of chilling behind us. We got a little crowd in here, kind of hanging out. We were talking, it's like, sometimes in these bracket resets, whether it be, the Valorant game going on as well, I think this might be a similar token. There is sometimes a team that just runs out of gas.
Yeah,
teams have been here for a long time today. They've been playing a lot. Teams may run out of gas at some point, and I hope that's not the case because I want this at least for hopefully 5.
Yeah,
this is what this series deserves to be, but that is something that I think is kind of looming around because we even saw it in Val. Ackworth had a little bit of a slow start to their first map after the reset, able to bring it back a little bit. So now we got to see if NOC can try and even it up on push.
Yeah, it is that long haul that these kids are in now. When these brackets get reset, they are back at 0. They're back at square one. They are back at the beginning of these series that are already long-winded because of how close these teams are, and now extending that twofold, it is becoming just another whole series. And so these kids, they can just run out of gas. I mean, it happens to everyone. It happens to me. I'm sure it's happened to you before, just running out of gas after that very long-winded game.
It's a very long-winded series, and like again, when did we start this series? We started this at about what, quarter after 4?
Yeah.
4 o'clock-ish. We've been going for about 2 hours now. It's getting to the point where, okay, we're past like a normal scrim block. Like normally, even at the end of scrims for a 2-hour block, it's like, all right, maybe like last map, people are trolling a little bit. But this one's like, no, we're still hard going for at least probably another half hour, potentially, depending on how this goes. And you wonder if that'll be a factor. I wonder, do we know? I'm going to ask our producer, Julie, do we know map 2 quite yet? We're going back to Esperanza. Okay. Not a surprise considering, hey, you get 1 or 2 options, and NOC don't want to play New Queen Street. So it's a fair pick here. It was a pretty close map, all things considered. Can they bring it back?
Yeah, Esperanza, I think, is the better choice between the two of them. I think that is going to be the good choice for these teams here. But I think before we get to see that action, we're going to have a quick commercial break. We will be right back, friends. And I told you we'd be right back, and here we are in Esperanza. We've got the picks here, and I think this is pretty close to what we saw last time. Manoa back on the ball. He's really been liking this in the back side of the first series, and now at the start of this one.
I think it's just a look that NOC aren't familiar with. There's like very few teams in XPL that run ball. So the fact that they're running it, and they're actually running it well, the chemistry is there, the coordination's there. I think it's just something that NOC is not practiced for, and they're trying to take advantage of that. Is already a DPS for each side critically low.
And they are looking unhealthy. Both the tanks are very, very close to falling here. Doomy and Serpent picking up a few here before the push really gets started. And I think they are going to really force the Dragons off the point.
Yeah, they'll get some early bot progress here, not cart progress. Scored state of mind. As it'll be around this archway where we see teams get held a lot. We even saw it earlier on. Well, no, that grapple not going to be able to pile drive like they were aiming for.
Didn't quite find it, and they're going to really fight in under that doorway there as the Dragons are trying to push out, but Sea Serpent hard pushing into Spiff, magically finding Anubis, and Doomy picking up Yags. That is going to be a really, really good fight for them as they start to turn this around. Someone was hanging out on point. Reinerfan trying to steal the bot away, but it's not going to be enough, and Manoa is very low. It falls to Sea Serpent, and the bot is going to continue pushing that barrier. They're going to get pretty close to that first point, but I don't think they're not quite going to get there. I think the Dragons will stop them just a little bit before that that finishes that first section.
Yeah, they should be able to touch, and they shouldn't have to rush it too much. The issue is going to be a lot of ults now starting to build up, and I see some swaps. Manoa back on the Rhine, Yogs onto the Cassidy, Spiff onto the Bat. But I think because of those swaps, it took them a little bit longer to get there, and it will actually be them getting that pick.
I'm really surprised there wasn't any touch there, but that is That is absolutely huge. That's great progress here for the Kraken as they begin the second phase. But it is not anywhere near over as the bot flips over for the Dragons and they start to push the barriers themselves.
Yeah, so that's very familiar. It's like, all right, NOC, they get the pick, not able to go anywhere with it. So for now, all right, they have a nice lead. Can they build on it now? Kitsune Rescues in the back.
Rush coming in, and it's going to force Dragons back a little bit, and they're just playing a little bit safer. They have the control of the Dragon right now, but here comes magically with the Rampage. Noah grabbing Sharky, Reinerfan grabbing Ray. That's absolutely huge. Fifth picking up Caesar, but I don't think the Rampage is going to be enough as the Krakens continue to fall. The Dragon's going to continue to push this here. They are very close, about halfway to that first point there. They are at 22 of those 53 meters that they need. They are almost there, but I think this time, I know I called it last time. I think this time there's going to be a touch.
There should be a touch this time around, especially with the pace NOC are playing at. Sound barrier is there if they need it for the shatter. Spiff just getting dove.
Okay, they are getting dangerously close to grabbing this first point here. If there isn't a touch, okay, there's the touch. It's getting a little nervous. Magically grabbing Yags here. We saw the immortality came down. Looks like we've got sound barrier in, and the picks are coming through back and forth, blow for blow. It is anyone's fight at this moment. The charge coming in from Mono. It doesn't find anybody. He falls to magically. They're going to flip that bot over. They need to run it back over to that barrier quick as can be so they continue their progress forward.
This is a very close one so far. It'll just be Ray kind of moving this bot along as magically will try and gain some high ground advantage near this bridge. It'll take the Dragons a little bit more time to get there. A lot of ultis in that previous fight. We may not even see one during this fight at all, except maybe a Pulse or a Blossom.
We've got a few that are, 75, 80% here that we might see this fight, but maybe they'll hold on to it depending on how it goes. That is the discipline that some of these players have, holding on to their ults when they know we don't need it right now. The big charge coming in from Noah, taking magically totally away from the fight, but he is going to fall the magically, and that is going to be the tank down. Right now, where Overwatch is absolutely.
As Reinerfan just gets clipped, they were trying to wonder when Doomy's able to escape, and it's still split. Now it's just the supports and Yags, and well, it'll soon just to be Anubis, and now nobody trying to fight at the spot. A minute gone, this spot kind of just hung around mid during that entire engagement, but now NOC should be at least start to be able to build some progress at this checkpoint. Already had the butt scratch. Don't have to worry about that bot stopping here at the checkpoint, as they will be able to bring it back forward spawns. Now reactivate.
I always think it's funny when it's like just supports left on point, because then it's just like a little slap fight as things go in. Huge shatter from Noah. They didn't see him. The pulse comes in from Doomy, doesn't find anyone. Sea Serpent sending the Blossom, baiting 3. Oh no, it's 2. It was Spiff's immortality feel. I called it a little early, but he picks up a 3rd. He's going crazy. This man has not run out of gas yet. He is on fire.
He is just everywhere. He is inevitable for this NOC team. I think if they win one more fight, this is getting into pretty do or die scenario here for the Dragons. It'd be such a hard margin to try and come back from. As magically has the Rampage. They're looking for it. They have the sound barrier of their own if they need extra help.
I hear magically sending that Rampage. Anti-healing coming in. It doesn't look like anyone's in terrible danger right now. Spiff's immortality field goes down. Doesn't have that for 30 seconds. Doomy falls to Yags. That's a great way to start this fight for them. Spiff standing in front of that window. That's what he wants to see. Anubis looping Sharky, Noah, and Yags finishing things up. The team kill comes in. The bot flips over, and they are going to start to move this bot around.
Everyone from NLC will get close spawn. They got plenty of time. It's not going to be one of those, oh, it's so close. No, they'll have plenty of time. Doomy will go off of the Tracer over to the May. Going to try and give Noah a little bit more trouble in the front line. There we go. Spawns are now reset, and the fight will happen as NOC claim full high ground advantage right above the spots.
I think that the high ground right now is exactly where they want to be. The shatter comes in. I don't think it finds anyone except for me. Oh, it does find magically, and that is going to be a big charge as well onto Doomy. A fire strike onto Ray. Noah is going crazy.
He's like, we are not going to give this game away quite yet, as there will be 4 spawns activated now for the Dragons. You got to wait for the butt scratch here for a moment to get that bot back going. But they will, I would say, at least 70 meters, give or take. If they win this fight, we're getting pretty close to a tie game in meters at 100 meters each, which would be quite insane. Sea Serpent TP's in the back trying to find some, and instead activates the Deadeye from the other side.
The Deadeye still going. He got sped around the ice wall there, but doesn't find anyone. Sea Serpent picks up Spiff and his Immortality Field. Ray grabs Yags. This is going the way of the Kraken at the moment, but let's see if there can be any flip around from the Dragons. It doesn't look like Bot is going to be walking back, going on a walk with the...
Yeah, and Mono will spawn in, and it just, yes, they're putting so much attention into trying to get that Deadeye forward. Spiff's all alone. Spiff's all on the high ground. Sea Serpent realizes that, and they are going to punish that every single time. It is NOC's forte. So now, again, very familiar art.
Mono is going wild with these fire strikes, but Sea Serpent coming in, picking up 3. The Shatter grabs Sea Serpent, though, but it's not going to be enough. Doomy's Freeze coming in, but that's a lot of ult. That's both DPS ults used in this fight. Magically still has the Rampage online. Sharky has the Rush, but that was a really good fight for them, though I'm really excited to see how the Dragon...
Yeah, that was just a beautiful fight. Like, all right, we know they're all going to be there. Blizzard, Death Blossom early on as well to try and catch the Q. Sharky's caught out again. This time will not get punished, and Anubis will have to get punished for the aggression.
Anubis gets grabbed by Magically, that big axe coming down on the Junker Queen. Spiff backing out here as Magically starts to push up further and further. Grabs Yags, and they really do need to get out of there. Grabs Spiff as well. Magically pushing so hard, making that space as main tank should. Man, and someone's got to thank this bot, because he has been doing a lot of cardio here today, pushing these barriers, running back and forth. I mean, look at this guy go.
A lot of cardio. And just back and forth is like an absurd track workout. Deadeye will be popped. They're going to try and speed on in and try and find probably at least Magically.
Oh!
And Sea Serpent.
Those are the hyper lethal vectors here, and those were exactly who you needed to get to make that fight quick and concise.
So, more than likely, they need to win 3 fights. They're going to have to win a fight at mid, a fight roughly where the barricade is right now, and then another one to where they need to get it past that checkpoint. Maybe even another, like, stall fight from NOC, considering 125 meters on the board. Magically, though, they have this Rampage. If they can bait out the sound barrier from Anubis, it could be game over.
That could be the pivotal thing here in Anubis. The fate right now is probably looking at him. Magically, he's gonna fall early. That's huge because the Rampage doesn't come in. Anubis gets the boop. Noah and Reinerfan getting picked up their own. That is going to be that first fight that you talked about. The progress is going to need to start soon. There could be a stall here for Ray gets stalled, but Ray also is going to get stalled himself, which turns it into kind of a 4v5 fight. Could be a little bit of a dangerous.
It's risky. The big win there for NFC, some barriers are used. And Dragons are like, hey, we need to win this fight. Pop it. Nope, doesn't matter. So now, they will not have it here for this more than likely final fight. They approach 90 meters. Shatter and window available for the Dragons. Blizzard as well looming for NOC.
This Shatter is going to be the make or break of this thing, and it's huge, but he gets frozen. I don't know that there's going to be follow-up here, and the picks are coming in both sides. I'm just not sure who's going to get Anubis going crazy on the battle. Lucio, the overtime ticking, but it's still 2-2 on point here. Spiff and Reinerfan getting it, and I think they're going to keep pushing this as the stall on point is huge, but Spiff grabs Doomy. The push continues. They are so close to closing out map 2 here.
Magically's ult got nothing. It went over everybody. They got booped off. Didn't hit a single person. Soon rush will be available for Sharky if they can stay alive. Reinerfan's looking for that pulse.
Sea Serpent grabs Noah. That tank is gone. the back and forth here. Serpent gets spiffed, takes out his immortality field, magically grabbing Yags. I think they're going to close this out here. We're going to be going to map 3, I think, very, very shortly, unless some kind of crazy stall comes in. No, overtime ticks away. We're going to map 3. And as it is a best of 5, we would have gone to map 3 anyway, but it is now 1-1 tied in the series.
So this is the first difference from last series. This time NOC is able to sneak away with the push win, sending us to 1-1. And basically, hey, you got 2 controls, 1 hybrid or left. You're more than likely going to all 3 unless you win both in a row. And back and forth. Like, what can you say? NOC had their strides. I can't believe that Franklin won that second to last fight. To even keep that alive, but NOC realized, hey, we know we have spawn advantage. We have ult advantage. We just got to play smart in this final fight. They were able to do it. Now we're tied at 1-1. We were talking about, hey, maybe somebody's getting tired. I don't think so yet. I think both teams are still kicking full throttle.
Gas is in the tank. And before we take our quick break here, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the raffle's still going. We're pulling during closing ceremonies later this evening. So get your tickets before it is too late. But until we get the next map here, we're going to take a short break. So we will be right back. We are going on map 3. We are back. We are excited. These kids, as we said, gas is still in the tank. They are ready to rock and roll. And we are looking at our potential picks here. Sometimes they pretend they're going something and then swap it on the casters right at the last second just so we can't make any predictions.
Oh, yeah. And we are going to, I admit, I'm stealing this from our computer behind us. Going to our Oasis in Oasis. Again, this is the 3rd time we are going to this map. It just seems to be the second home of these teams. My guess is there's one team that don't want to play Ilios under any circumstance, and the other one don't want to play Li Jiang under any circumstance. So, going back over to Oasis yet again. It will be Gardens for round 1, and I believe the same thing they ran on this last time around when I believe it's 1-1 now for the series on this map, and this round in particular.
Now we've got 1-1 in this series. We've got 1-1 on Oasis. And it always depends just on which section of Oasis you're on. I think this one has seemed to favor the Krakens a little bit. But, only time will tell as the first cap coming in really shortly. Well, I say really shortly, but then they extend the fight forever. So we'll see.
G-Serpent goes a little too deep. Lamp is forced, but they do pay their life for it. But the other side of that is coin is capped, and Reiner Fan does not make the rotation over. Magically gets him off.
Magically grabbing Reiner Fan here. We're in a 4v4 right now. The hack coming down on Yags, but he's not even going to worry about it as he continues firing forward. But maybe he should have, as Doomy gets him and takes him down from behind. Magically grabbing Wanoa there, and Ray sending Anubis into the ocean.
Sending them away for a nice little swim down there. So NOC win first fight, and already it's not like last time to where where everybody was pretty even on building ults. Magically already has It's already there. AMP is almost there as well for NOC. Everybody else for Franklin is pretty, I would say, pretty standard. Except for Yags, that's pretty close as well.
Yags has that Deadeye online now. Sea Serpent, though, takes him out, so he's not going to be able to use it this fight. And Doomy's going to take out Spiff's Immortality Barrier. That's not going to be around for another 30 seconds. And now Sea Serpent teleporting behind, but Monoa grabs 2. Sea Serpent's going to look him in the eye and see if he can take it. But Ray's going to come in with a finishing punch. And we are just back and forth here. Here comes Sea Serpent with the ult. Finds enough damage to close it out. Magically picking up 2. We're at 67% and climbing here for the Krakens.
Beautiful play there. Just saying, all right, we're just going Death Blossom. We got to make sure we win this fight. You get yourself in a gorgeous position now. As the Shatter, yes, it gets 2. Your backline's still available, though, and Sea Serpent got an all-you-can-eat buffet back there, just picking them off one by one each fight.
I think Sea Serpent, the huge EMP from Doomy getting all 5 here. And let's see what work they make of it. Monoa picks up magically. That tank is gone. Sea Serpent and Doomy, though, picking up a few. Doomy grabbing a 3rd. Man, Doomy always seems to be coming in around like the 11th hour. Oh, the boop war from Ray. But Doomy finishes off Anubis before he falls into the ocean. Sharky grabbing Monoa. That's going to be the first round of Oasis, 100-0. That is very uncharacteristic of this series.
Yeah, I think it's the first time we've ever had 100-0 for a control. So, yeah, a little bit uncharacteristic there. But NOC able to take it, and now going over to City Center. Probably, again, there we go. Ball comp, not even a hesitation here from the Dragons. They let's go right back to it on this ball comp, and now Doomy will be on the lookout to make sure Monoa's life is a lot more difficult, as they will just deny those rolls just going around. And I guess for everybody who's curious here on how the other game is going for Val, who's still playing, to read what that's 3-2 Ackworth, triangle up 1-0 in that series. Lots to play in that one. Got a feeling they'll be getting done before us, but you never know.
And we're hanging out on YouTube over there for that game. Twitch here for this one. Monoa is starting off this engagement. Gets hacked, though. He's getting burned down pretty quick, but he's able to get healed up just enough to survive. And he takes out Sharky.
They are eventually figured out, though. In this back corner, and Reinerfang gets hacked, hit with the Carnage. Not able to win that 1v1, but able to win the fight. Will be them able to capture this point for as long as they can deal with Ray. It'll be Sea Serpent and Sharky back, but at this point, it is just them. There's not much they can really do against the rest of the Dragons. And Dragons this time take point first. And again, this is more of a normal control. No ultimates even close.
And no ultimates here quite yet. We're at 10% and climbing here for now for Franklin. This is what we expected with them on this map. I think, the first one was favored to Krakens. This one's favored more to the Dragons. And the last one, if we go to a 3rd round here, that one's a little more up in the air.
Yeah, so Jags tries to have a side angle, not able to actually use it because they get caught out right away. It'll be Reinerfang to stall in this out. As we said earlier, though, so hard to recap this point. It'll be stall fest going on now. NOC have basically won the fight. It's where can they actually convert the territory over to their side, and that hack, well, that might do the finishing job to Monoa. If now kind of hanging out, but a good play there.
Spiff tried to jump in. It wasn't quite enough. Yags comes in. They're continuing to stall this man after man, but I think now they just need to they need to reset as a team and just try to re-attack this, because trickling in one by one is not going to get the job done here. So they've got a couple ults online that they're ready to use, though so do the Krakens. So this is going to, I think the ultimates here are going to tell the story for this next fight.
As Translocator was broke for Doomy, so they have to actually wait to push in here with the EMP until they get that set up.
You hear all the ults going off. Kitsune Rush, Sea Serpent's Death Blossom, but it looks like it's going to go side of the Krakens as we see all red side coming in the kill feed.
And I said a lot of ults. 4 for the Dragons, 4 for the NOC Kraken. It is just a take ult and sound barrier. That interaction to the left, so it may just be all right, hey, you know, we're gonna use this. You're gonna use that. All right, let's just have a neutral fight because I think each team have realized at this point the counterplay to the basic ult combos is more, hey, can you find those tiny mistakes that each team might be making?
Yeah, it's all about making use of those little mistakes here and there, magically getting a good safe throw in, tries to drag someone back, doesn't quite find them, where as the beat comes down, they let that tick down and then send the rampage. That's absolutely... Doesn't look like they're going to find Ma Noah first. They are looking low on health themselves, the Krakens. But the Dragons pick up Sea Serpent. Yags grabbing that with the beam. It's very back and forth, very blow for blow, as we've seen so many times in this series. Magically grabbing Spiff and Anubis. Those healers are gone. I think that they might be wrapping this fight up, but you never know. Yags grabs Ray and Sharky, but magically finding Yags. Oh my goodness, we're at 98% and climbing. The stall is real here. We're in overtime now.
Winnable for both teams still. Sea Serpent's trying to hunt down a Reiner fan. They try and get out. Sombra is back into the play as well. EMP's about to be built up by Doomy. It's got to make sure they can live to actually get it off, and they do. Hits on 3. They can't live to follow it up, though.
We got the Death Blossom coming in from Sea Serpent. That's the damage that we wanted to see him put down. He's going after Yags, finds it. Overtime, there's only a little bit of bodies on the point left to stall here for the Dragons. The minefield comes down, but it isn't enough, and we have Krakens claiming the victory 2-1 here. We're going into map 4.
Map 4, series points, championship points now for the Kraken. Just got to win one of the last 2 maps of Hybrid or Control to finish up this series. And again, I think that was the first map where I'm like, a team is starting to maybe figure it out on how to figure out each other, because that was the best I think NOC has played this series so far. It was the cleanest they've played for sure. And now, especially again, we talked about a few times, Spiff is just every single time they are even like remotely alone, Sea Serpent and Doomy on them 24/7. Like you are not doing this. Like you don't get to play the game. You just don't.
Yeah, having such a clean, we saw that 100-0 earlier, and these kids are going to take a break, and so are we. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back to try and finish up this action. We are back in beautiful Hollywood. Not us, the casters, but the players are playing on Hollywood here. This is going to be... We're on match point now. All the Krakens need to do is finish this one out, drag these dragons to the deep, and claim this victory. They are on match point here. We're on map 4, and man, oh man, has this been an amazing series.
Oh, it's been a phenomenal series so far, and it came from beyond the moon. It seems like some of these kids have. I mean, I don't know what these kids eat. I don't know what happens, but they are absolutely insane. As it will be NOC on the attack first. There's no surprise in what they're running. It is a variation of what they've ran all day, and the dragons will not start on the poke comp they did last time around on this map. They will just flat out start on the rush, but still Yugs and Reiner fan on this Hanzo junk spam.
I think this is a good choice for them. I think that they'll be able to defend very, very strong here and be able to try and hold. Like, you saw how well they held the corridors here last time, especially with the junk. And I think that's what they're going to opt for again. Ray trying to create a little bit of space here, trying to get through this first corridor. Magically, though, falls to a Reiner fan. That's that corridor hold that Junkrat does so well. And since Junker Queen doesn't have any kind of shield, she's got the commanding shout, but that's it. And that just wasn't enough and ends up falling over there.
Yeah, it's just at that point, it's like, okay, you only got so much healing you can output, right? So much. So, Sharky trying to keep everybody up now. Those traps might be a little bit of pain for this rush. It may just force them to hesitate for that half second or so. Make sure, hey, nobody's gonna get caught out.
Yeah, they really, the placement of those traps is very interesting because, like, sometimes you see one and you're like, that's in a weird spot, and then it gets someone, you're like, oh, they're just playing 4D chess, it's fine. Sea-Serpent teleporting behind, trying to get rid of these defenders as the cap comes in. We're going to get a 2 ticks at the very least here. And do we find the third? Yes, we do. And we're going to start with the payload pushing section of our game here.
Yeah, so 5 minutes on the clock for NOC. Nice little wall there from Doomy to deny the touch from Noah. That wall, though, won't be able to save themselves from that arrow.
Yeah, Yags finding the sonic arrow into the noggin of Doomy. And Doomy, really, he's just doomed now.
Oh, yeah, all they see is doom at this point, and it will be NOC now. It's in a weird spot. Teams get held here once in a while. There's only so many ways you can try and walk in. They're just gonna run straight through.
We've got Kitsune Rush to run past the dragons here. The scrap has begun as the Krakens push into the dragons here. Magically swinging the axe, doesn't find anyone though. Kiriko healing up the Sea-Serpent here, making sure he stays alive. We know the crazy plays that he can make, and he's at 83% of his ult charge. We've seen him build our ult charts just so fast before. He's going to have it here very, very soon. But here comes Magically with the Rampage first, and we've got Tire and Beat come down, and I think that's all they're going to need to close out that fight. Excellent fight there. Very quick and concise once those came in.
Yeah, Summer just was to die. What Magically did, rip Tire over the top because nobody's looking for it at that point. They're all trying to figure out, okay, we focus on I didn't get the barrier already gone, and instead of person getting the barrier, sitting hiding on high ground that entire time. Dragons continue to hold on to Movie. Blizzard coming in, the wall coming up to freeze these guys, and very quick fight there. That was beautifully played by Doomy. Doomy is now bringing the doom to them as they finish out this fight so well. Whoa, and the icicle on the Spiff. Doomy, all the May players today have just been killing it with those icicle shots. I mean, oh my goodness. It's been ridiculous. A lot of those plays. As to get there now, halfway to three matches, trying to keep more space. As the rest of the Dragons just slowly getting in here.
Oh, Noah coming from the top ropes here, trying to drop down on top of Magically. Doesn't quite find the Elim, but still does some really solid damage. I hear the shatter. It grabs to Sea-Serpent, though, responding with an ult of his own, taking out 2, and they are gonna probably finish out this first push portion of this map, and I think they're gonna be in the last section inside here on Hollywood. 3 minutes 40 seconds in the time bank. Beautiful kind of start and middle section of this map here. They have a really good chunk of time.
A lot of time to work with. Granted, last time they did get held here for a while until they were actually able to completely cap the point. You wonder if that'll be the same scenario, if they've learned from their prior mistakes. They'll be able to clean it up. They have the rush to play fast if they want to. Dragon Spec will be used over the point just to try and splitting people up.
Yeah, that is a really good use for that. But Doomy puts up the wall to try to slow down the advance of the Dragons. Reinerfan picking up Sea Serpent here. That's huge. He's not going to be able to build any more ult charge this fight. And Spiff here hanging out on point. He's got his window, and we know that Spiff is very dangerous with that window. As I said earlier, you find Spiff on some high ground, give him a window, he can take on the world here, and he might be looking to do just that.
And so they at least get the rush off, which is big, but they're not going to be able to really do a lot with it. Window is staring them in the face. They have no Kiriko either, and Caesar just kind of lurks around trying to see if they can bait out another resource, but yeah, that has to be a reset now for NOC, as they just don't have the healing to do so. But now Blizzard is getting chucked in right away.
The tire gets canceled by Doomy. Is able to take that away with the freeze there. And Sharky only getting Spiff's immortality field. Noah picking up Sharky. Magically, though, finding Reinerfan with the rampage. I hear the shatter. It grabs Sea Serpent. The Fire Strike comes in to take him out. Doomy getting Yag. Spiff getting Ray. Back and forth, but there isn't going to be any progress on the payload right now. The charge coming in, and they're going to finish out that fight. 1 minute 52 seconds left here. Like you said, they got held here for a while last time, and it does look like that's going to be what's going on right now.
Yes, and that was a very expensive loss of a fight for them. They used Kitsune Rush the fight previous, Blizzard, and as well with the Rampage. So a lot that are no longer there. And Yags, again, these opening picks with the Hanzo have been at least keeping them alive here in the third phase.
Yeah, he's really denying Sea Serpent here, and that's exactly what he's been looking to do this game. He knows how dangerous Sea Serpent is, respecting that man, and knowing that if I take him out, we're going to have a much easier time in this fight.
Yeah, so it'll be just continuing to set the tempo, right? Like, hey, we're playing well. Make sure we keep it. Dragon's just going to use to deny the aggression window as well.
Yag's getting one pick with the Dragon here, and Yag's grabbing Doomy as well. He is playing so crazy. This is probably the best we've seen from Yag so far this series.
It really is, and I totally forgot. Dragon Strike, it's the damage boost from window. Completely forgot that.
Yes, it does.
Serpent's gonna get
oh
down.
no!
They will just have to wraith out. There's no reason for them to stick around. Gotta make sure you can stay alive. 30 seconds left, and they have the key ultimate now going into this fight.
As Sea Serpent, we've seen him do crazy things. He was trying to hide for it, but now he's just going to send it around the right side, getting one. Gets Spiff's immortality field, but Spiff takes him out, and that is going to be a 4v4 situation. But now, Spiff and Reinerfan both grabbing elims for themselves, magically finding Yags. It is anybody's fight. Blizzard comes in, May icebox herself to heal up, and Doomy is doing just such a good job here trying to deny here, and we are so close to that. I hear the shatter coming down on Doomy, magically finding Anubis. I hear Rampage, but I don't know if it's gonna find it. Magically doing such an amazing job. Sea Serpent finding one, overtime ticking away. Do they find it?
They don't find anything quite yet. Anubis is able to touch. Smith is still alive, just jumping around. Everybody's going to stall now, trying to get back. Anubis, 99. The Salamberry not able to get there quite yet. And Noah will not be able to touch. They believed Reinerfan would get there. 0 seconds on the clock.
Wow. 0 seconds in the time bank right now. This is the 11th hour of this match. The Dragons need to push this with some time left so that they can get the edge on the overtime of this map. And so that's really what they're going to be looking for here.
So, theoretically speaking, right? Where's theoreticals for you for a moment? If this is a tie, what is map 6? Because that is a question that might loom depending on the result of this. Because we haven't had to go to this, but God bless our production team and the TOs if that ends up being the case. But for now, if the Dragons finish with over a minute, they were the only team to push in overtime. If not, if they finish with less than that, then both teams get the push. I think that is more than likely going to be what happens. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, NOC did not allow them to full cap last time around. That is the case yet again, as they will stick with the hog here to start, which... Oh, as the... Jimmy's just hanging out. Hello at the doors quick and then heading right back.
Heading right back. Doomy's just making friends all over the place. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about XP League is, you know, all of these teams, the camaraderie that we see, you know, when these kids come together. Obviously, you know, they're from all over the country, so they don't see each other in person until NAFs. And that camaraderie that's in the arena that these kids have is absolutely beautiful.
Yumi's left all alone on the right. They have to rotate out. Turret is hiding behind the limo. Just chilling. CP though is already used, and I don't see the bit split.
Magically on the hog again surprises me a little bit. It didn't quite work out for him last time, but I guess that must be what they've practiced on the start of this map. And you know, if they made it to NAFs, so it certainly had to have worked before.
Yeah, it had to have worked to a decent degree for them to be comfortable enough to play here. They're able to get 2 ticks. T-Servant's able to find 1. Doomy's trying to finish off Monoa with the hammer to break through that shield, but not able to. Minute gone, 2 ticks to the name, but not enough quite yet.
You know, Torb Hammer versus Ryan Hammer, I think there's a clear winner, but you know what? Torb is a unit, and you know, maybe he finds some good damage there.
Torb is king.
Torb is king. You're absolutely correct.
King in this game, and that cheeky turret spot as well. I love that spot. If you hide it behind, they can't usually see it very well. They have to more just kind of randomly poke it out to figure out where in the heck it actually is stating back there. A lot of ults in this fight, but how long that initial fight went, I would not be shocked if we saw like 5 ults.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got stuff going for him. Spiff does find Doomy's turret, even though it's hit. The shatter comes in. We're getting the heavy follow-up, but it doesn't look like there's quite enough. Magically trying to use ult, picks up Anubis, but still gets pinned himself. The tanks are going back and forth. They're punching each other as much as they can. Magically, though, eventually finds Monoa. Sharky finding Reinerfan, and the defense is going to hold for now. 2 ticks here for the Dragons. They just need this last tick to start the escort part of this map.
Just need 1 fight, like you said. They are making swaps very late in this. They are going to their own JQ rush with Spiff on the Kyoko, as well as Yogs onto the Reaper. They're going to keep Reinerfan on the main because it works into this anyways, but this is a late swap. It's a gamble.
It is a little bit of a gamble, but they know they need to do something. I hear Sea Serpent doing his thing. He doesn't quite find any elims here, and it looks like that JQ rush is exactly what they needed. Now, there's only a few members of Krakens left on the point, and that is going to be the capture here. 3 minutes, 45 seconds in the time bank. They're going to the escort part. They've got to make it all the way to the end.
And already, NOC, okay, it's going to be, it seems to be like the swap roulette we have, especially during this weekend. A team makes an alteration to their lineup to try and make it a little bit better, and it just turned on its head. By the way, I believe Triangle Minotaur just won for Valorant. That is insane for them. Congratulations to Triangle. What a moment for them, and I can't even imagine the emotions they are going through right now. What a win for them. We're coming back here. Just going high ground, going to low ground. Here we go.
The fight starting here, and the Serpent finding the opening elim on Spiff and Yags. That is going to be a really good start to this defense, and I think that the Dragons are just going to have to disengage and, you know, take this fight over again. They've got 2 minutes 40 seconds. They've got time. They need to play it slow and play it safe and make sure that they can just get to the next capture point on this escort here. They just need to play this 1 leg at a time, because it is, you know, the long haul that they're going in.
comes down. Sea Serpent tries a defense, or that was Jags actually that tried to ult there. Not able to get much. They actually get frozen in return. And NOC just completely flips the script on that fight. Death Plasma is icing on the cake. And it will be another fight going their way. But like you said, it doesn't matter how much time is left on that clock. As long as they get there to try and send us to an overtime with a minute each if it is at the 0 mark. But oh my, here we go. This will be the key fight. Can Noah get something out of this? And Messi right away, Magical.
And Magically starting off strong, trying to see what moves can be made. Reiner Fan picking up Sea Serpent, Magically finding Spiff though. We're at a 4v4 here. The cart's getting pushed a little bit. Looks like we've got a few hanging out over there. Reiner Fan going to help his team out. And there was a little bit of a disengage here from the Krakens, which is interesting. But I don't know if it's going to pay off here. I know they might have wanted to regroup there, but I just don't think they're going to be able to as the cart continues to progress here. They need to start touching. They need to make sure that they stop this forward progress and get this fight flipped over their way. But Yag's going to find two, and I think they're going to keep this moving.
Yes, and the key thing is, I don't know if NOC touched, at least with full strength during this. As the car will start approaching, yeah, they're not going to try and touch this. There's no reason to. I don't think you have the manpower to try and play it there. So 20 left on the clock. I would be very shocked if they had over a minute. I will say it that way just because they'd have to win, I would say, 2 or 3 consecutive fights. Somebody on the card almost the entire time. More than likely, if they're able to finish this card push, we will have both.
One thing that I think was really the determining factor here, Sea Serpent at the tail end of one of those early fights just a while ago sent his ult at the very end, and I don't think he needed that there. I know you said it was icing on the cake, but I think that was really more of a nail in the coffin for that phase of the map because they really needed that in their pocket because it has gotten them out of a lot of situations. Reiner Fan now setting in the freeze on Magically. Almost a solo ult there. He knows how dangerous Magically can be, and especially probably keeping track of those ults, knowing Magically has that, either knows it's up or knows it's close enough that where they need to get rid of him, and that's exactly what they do.
That's possible used right away, and it'll be Soundbear from Raiders to keep everybody alive. Jags will try and hunt down Ray. See where they get booped. They just get killed right away. Will they finish with over a minute? There's a possibility here, Aaron, and they will.
Oh my goodness. They did exactly what they needed to do. The discipline that they had to do that was incredible. So they now have the upper hand on this map. The best possible outcome right now for the Krakens is a tie.
This, Observer Julian, would you be able to check map 6 protocols just in case here? Seeing that a tie is definitely a possibility now. That would be an interesting end to this. Yeah, the fake script, the fake script that we totally don't have here. But yeah, what an end to that. I said you have to win 2 or 3 fights in a row. They did that and right away, and because they realized like, hey, Magic is alone. I don't care if it's solo wall. There's been solo walks back and forth, but they know when they need to do it. And they're just going to stick to the Roadhog here on the defense. I think it's a risky move, but I believe they will think Franklin will start on the traditional look, and they won't have the time this time to actually adapt to it.
You sent those coaching vibes into the universe, and I think they heard you winning those 2 fights. This is going to be Magically starts on the Hog again, and it's weird, like, part of me expects it now because that's just what they have been doing, but still an interesting choice nonetheless.
Interesting choice for sure. I wonder if NSC will realize that, hey, no, they've anticipated this. They know that you're going to try this. They will start moving on forward. They will realize, hey, somebody's on left, mark it. At this point, he's got to poke and see if somebody makes a mistake, and they're actually just going to bolt it to left. Actually, half of them.
Yeah, they split up a little bit, and I don't know that that's going to pay off. Ma and Noah falls to Sea Serpent, and looks like the team is going to back up. They know they only have 30 seconds left. They need to make this count.
Reiner Fan is somehow able to escape. They were by the back right mega and are still able to get on out. And it's it. 1 fight left here for this map, at least. It'll have to be still 2-1 entering Game 5, but we will have Game 5 decided all.
This is absolutely crazy here. They're starting. It looks like they're gonna get that first stick. They do it. There's no touch that came in. The Dragons take it. We're going to match point, game point, finals point here as we move into Game 5.
I went like 5 feet across the room because of it. I thought they were in a position to touch. I thought Sheesterman was on the backside ready. But I guess everybody was like, no, we need to clutch, we need to clutch, we need to heal. And because they had 3 on the entire time, it was just like that. It does not take very long for that tick to go. Never mind, Julie. We do not need map 5 protocol, map 6 protocol. Map 5. Do we go to Oasis?
Oasis.
Again?
We're gonna see Oasis
again, or
for the 4th time.
For the 4th time, just this series. Not even like this weekend. This matchup. The 4th time we'd go to it. But I'm done trying to guess this series, Aaron. We wanted we wanted a map 5. We got 2. We got 2, and I will admit, as a Franklin coach, I can't imagine what what the coaches for each side, what the players for each side are going through. It's a lot of stress and anxiety all in one place. So I don't know. We'll have to see if there is a change in strategy, or if everyone's going to stick to their guns here in this final map of Overwatch.
So before we see that, we're going to take a short break. So you guys stick around. The excitement is nonstop here. We will see you guys for the final of the grand final. We'll be right back.
This is just going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait to see how this game goes. And you may realize, we are in Greece. We are not in Oasis for the first time today at control of this series. This is wonderful. We're going over to the Lighthouse for round number 1. It'll be, seems like Dragon's TP out. It'll be, NOC, normal setup, and it will be, what are we going to spot? That's Reaper. Okay, I would say traditional, almost a mirror here, just the Sombra and Mei a little different, and Kiriko as well. Yeah, they started the TP, they got hit, and by the time they actually got finished their TP, they were legit like I think 20 health. At that point, you're not going to last very long. It'll be Anubis trying to get something here. I think they almost got Kiriko. They're able to climb back up, but it will be point taps, and now the staggers go through. Magically was decided to take their own fate, but a nice little fight there for the Dragons, who are now set up. And I want to see the difference here between the Mei and the Sombra. It'll be more, all right, single target focus versus, I would say, more just neutral.
Is it happening? I'm so happy with how this has turned out. These kids are doing incredibly. I mean, they have not just not run out of gas, they have completely refueled and have pushed so hard every single game.
Dodge attack gets pooped away as well. Will be taken out. Magically will start to move on in. Mono is just stuck in the back line, and they will just get singled out. Healer's nowhere in sight. It'll be NOC cleaning it up. Rider Fan is trying to hide in the corner, trying to stall this out at least a little bit, but it'll be 49% for the Dragons during the first cap, and no ults to be seen.
That was a really good start here. I mean, 49%. They are almost halfway there. And now as Kraken starts to tick up their percentage, they are going to want to hold on to this for as long as they can to try to get that edge. But Ray is going to fall early to Noah. That's a really good opening pick of this fight. Biff trying to get some damage in. The Coalescence gets sent, healing up his team, damaging his enemies. Servant picking up Noah. Reinerfan grabbing Sharky. It is anybody's fight at this point. But who knows? Ults back and forth. This is going the way, it looks like, of the Dragons. I think they're going to clean up here. Yags grabbing through here and cleaning up that fight.
I love how Spiff's got to the point where, like, no, I'm going to Wraith above point just so I don't get dove. Like, he is so sick of it. He's like, no, I'm going to avoid EMP. Just going to try and stick up there, and the Coalescence ceiling was big, even though, yes, you lose your tank, you win the fight. One fight away. You have both DPS ultimates for Franklin. Both support ultimates still for NOC.
NOC here. Finding there's a few huge picks coming in from Yags, Reinerfan, and Noah. They are in one fight territory. I don't even know if the Kraken can touch. Will they be able to swim their way over to the point? It looks like maybe. We do see a touch come in from Doomy, but is it going to be enough? The overtime ticking away. Oh no, the Maywall blocking Noah's rampage. But I don't think it's going to matter. Sea Serpent getting two, though. The fight is even. Sharky grabbing one. The back and forth Yags. It's Yags and Sea Serpent, but Yags might have the healing needed as overtime ticking away. Is he going to be able to make it in time? Oh, my goodness. They're giving me on my edge of my seat here. He's getting healed up. The fight is continuing. The scrap on the point. Overtime hanging over their heads as it begins to tick down faster now. Much, much faster. Anubis hanging out on point, trying to push people off of it as much as he can. Spiff coming in with the Coalescence on Doomy. There's a lot of Dragons, and they are going to secure this objective. They are one objective secured away from grabbing the Grand Finals trophy.
How do they bring that fight back? Like, how do they do it? Spiff just stays alive on like 20, 30 HP. Yag stalls long enough for Anubis to roll on in, and even though Reinerfan kind of trolled Noah a little bit with the wall, it ends up working out in the long run. I'll say Sea Serpent, they tried to bring that back. I thought they flipped it with that Death Blossom. It was so nice and so unexpected. Franklin were not ready for it, but it goes their way. So now we head over to Ruins for round number 2. If we need to go to round 3, it'll be well for the final one, which Groups aplenty over there. Here, maybe not so much. Both teams lock it into the JQ rush. I didn't think that would be the comps here for the final game if you asked me 2 weeks ago, but here we are. Let's go.
Junker Queen, the Junker Queen. We have got the craziest map this season. I mean, all year. This has been incredible. And these kids are going into this strong, magically. Opening pick on Anubis.
Yeah, they find them early, and now they can just kind of chill down for a second. It'll be everybody on Franklin is at least a minimum half, at least for the DPS. And, you know, Riderfit does find one. Doomy not able to dodge the icicle that time.
Jags finding Ray here. Looks like the Dragons are starting to find their way through this fight, but Sea Serpent grabbing Yags and Maw Noah. That might be this first cap here, but there's going to be some stall. He finds Maw Noah as well. Reinerfen getting Sharky, magically finding Reinerfen, but I think that is going to be the flip or not even the flip, but the first capture here for the Kraken.
It felt like a flip, but yeah, nobody captured it right away, so it'll be a full cap now for Kraken. They can start building up that percentage. Because of how that fight went, Coalescence already there, Rampage is already there, and Sharky we didn't talk about it initially, has committed to the Moira.
Yeah, Sharky on the Moira falls early to Maw Noah, but magically getting Reinerfen. I see the Coalescence going from Spiff. Is it going to be enough? I don't quite know. Anubis getting Sea Serpent, magically grabbing Anubis though. The back and forth magically is so low, but I hear the Rampage coming in. That's from the side of Maw Noah, and he's going to be able to clean this up really quick here, and I think they're going to be able to back up and maybe get that capture. They did already. Man, you blink and you miss it.
Yeah, right? Somebody respawned, I believe, and was able to cap it, but magically somehow doesn't die during that. Stays alive, continues to build back up that ult charge that's needed. Sharky now has the Coalescence. They can go back in with it during this fight with Gold and with the Blizzard now also available, but it'll be Reinerfan first.
Reinerfan sends that Blizzard, but Doomy responds. Yags grabs Sea Serpent, and I hear the beat come down, ult after ult in this fight. But who is going to get it here? Anubis punching Doomy to send him to the respawn. Reinerfan grabbing magically. Maw Noah getting Ray, and that is an excellent fight won for the Dragons. They are 60% away from being crowned the champions.
Look at this swap. Aura is in play. They're swapping to Pharmacy as a last-ditch effort. And I don't blame you. You've got to throw something out there. You have not been winning the mirror up to this point. You need to try something different. Magically does have the Rampage. Alberia will not be there in time.
And you know what? I think this is a really solid swap here because right now, the tools that are in for Dragons don't have anything right now to deal with Pharmacy. But Farah gonna fall to Reinerfan. Get hit with an icicle? Oh my goodness. But Ray, that Mercy gonna bring Sea Serpent right back. And that is gonna be the flip of the point. I think we might, so here's the swap already before I even call it to the Cassidy, I should say. And that's exactly what we wanted to see here because that's gonna try to get that Sea Serpent out of the air.
Yeah, you need that swap immediately. You can't wait on that. Especially with it 50% now for NOC, 77% for Franklin. You cannot wait. And now Rampage goes in, hits 3.
Yags falls off the map. The trade here. Sea Serpent falls to Yags. And Yags, I think, rolled off the map, maybe? I'm not really sure. But Reinerfen picking up both the healers here. They've Kraken currently have the point, 70% in climbing. They need this to send it to map 3, send it to round 3 of map 5. But right now it is so close. The flip looks like it might come in for the Dragons. We've got a touch here, but is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. 85% in climbing. They're in one fight territory here. Magically getting res. Sharky coming back. 90% in climbing. We're almost being sent to round 3, to the very brink of this map. Listen, I called for the Farah earlier today, and now they throw it at me in the last seconds. And what an amazing thing. Overtime ticking in now.
Fight's not done yet. Sound barrier used. Fifth trying to stay up, but everybody's just on top of him. Not able to do it. Not able to take out one. No ultimates available for now for NOC. Magically may be able to pull up theirs though soon. Both CPS salts are available for Franklin. They land it onto, I don't think they stick it on him magically. It takes some damage, but not enough. Sea Serpent's still so potent in the air, and the Blizzard will try and make a nice little icy display, but I don't know if it'll be enough here for Franklin. Trying to win Ruins. And of course we're going to round 3. What else are we going to do?
They are taking us to the brink today. Bracket reset. Map 5. New series, Map 5, round 3 of King of the Hill. This is wild. And we were talking about this earlier during the break. This might be one of the craziest performances of North American finals. Oh my goodness.
Like, dare I say this is the best performance in XP. This is the best overall series if you count both in XBL history.
Yeah, we're gonna
get added for that. I don't care. Wait, both games went to 5. Both map 5 controls went to 3. How can you not say that? That's just, again, personal opinion. But going over to for round of 3. Do we have a pause? Is that where we're at? Okay, we have a pause. I was kind of worried, but I don't hear anything going on right now. Of course we have a pause. We got a little adaptation.
They gotta keep us on the edge of our seats.
A little spice in there for you guys as waiting for the pause to be done. But holy, the Pharah swap, just desperation at that point. Like, you gotta chuck something at the wall once in a while. It worked that time to perfection.
They said it here, Aaron. This is for you. We're going to send the Pharah Mercy and close this game out. I asked for it yesterday. I really didn't expect to see it. I thought maybe on That was the only place that I was thinking, but they throw it in on Ruins as that ditch effort to close out that round there, and they did absolutely that. I mean, Sea Serpent, that quick swap was beautiful. I mean, I know, like, we say, like, oh, it's a last ditch, but I know that they were like, oh, hey, this is how we counter this. Boom, we go to Pharah Mercy. They don't have anything to deal with it. Then the counter swap comes in from the Dragons on the Cassidy, but that just wasn't quite enough, and they weren't able to take away that pressure, especially not only the Pharah, but the Mercy pressure. That res is huge. Bringing back a player instantly is absolutely massive. It goes from 4v5 back to 5v5, and you're like, whoa, man, now JQ's back with full health. And that is just, they played it so well. Woo.
This entire series, I swear I'm going to gain gray hairs at the age of 21. Like, this is ridiculous. Everybody, okay, we go back to a pause. Can't tell if that was unexited or... Well, we can look at the comps too quick, because doors have opened, right? So, JQ, and that is, they will keep the Pharah. I don't blame them.
I don't either.
Why would you swap? The big thing will be Anubis will have the boop ability, right? Because of the This is known for it. And actually, Ray will swap last second. So, no Mercy Pocket, but still running the Pharah.
I wonder if they're just going to go for boops here. It's a little bit cheesy. I would have expected the Mercy, to be honest, but maybe they want to get sped to first point because they know that the JQ rush is going to be looking at them.
Yeah, Caesar is already down to like 70. Has to back up right away as it'll be the Dragons trying to rotate through Cage, but Spiff gets caught out right away. Main healing sword's gone. Not a great start here for the Dragons.
Yeah, Mon Noah gets dangerously low here, as does magically Yags finding Sharky, Sea Serpent finding Yags, Ray finding Anubis. Did he throw Anubis in the well, or was it just low health?
I think it was just low health. I think everybody was just fighting around those cages on the side. Yags will not make the swap, but Spiff will. Spiff will go on to the BAP to try and deal with the Pharah himself. Maybe take it a little personally. Dying right away to the Pharah, but we'll wait and see. It's 12% and counting now for NOC. No matter what, this is the final round. The final map, you will find out a winner here in minutes.
Yeah, we are minutes away, as you said, from finding out the grand champion of North American Finals for this year. And Spiff finding that Pharah, doing what he does on the high ground. And he is just going crazy. He is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it is over, Anakin.
And Yags, teleports to the back line, able to get the mini. This is just a stall job now for NOC, but you tell Spiff, all right, heal. All right, now we gotta look. Because, again, they don't have that traditional hit skin on it right now. Try and deal with that Pharah. And, you know, C-Serb, I think they've had enough. They're going to try and deal with Spiff themselves now. Nice and close and personal going back over to that Reaper that we know them so well for. Look at the ultimates that are coming on board this next fight. This is about to be a doozy.
Let's take him to the race.
He was starting off strong here. Mono is sending in the Rampage, getting at least 2. Sharky falls to Reinerfen, and I think they're just going to maybe back up a little bit here. But Yag's trying to close the door on this fight with his ult, but it looks like Rave getting that sound barrier down to try and save things. The freeze coming in. Oh my goodness.
They were banking on the fact NOC was going to be aggressive there, trying to capitalize on the Blizzard, make something out of that fight, and they stood right behind the wall. All of a sudden, wall goes down for them to try and actually use their own Blizzard. Yeah, you get froze right away, instant. So 57% counting out for the Dragons. Big thing. Again, we've said this on and on and on. Rampage is on, Sound Barrier is on, so we're not going to worry about that too much. Sharky has the Coalescence if they need to sustain in the mid-fight. Biff has the window if they need to either get very aggressive or just try and pump out that extra healing.
Yeah, these ults here can sometimes be the decision maker. And there it goes. Rampage into beat, just as we talked about. Biff sending window. Sharky sending Coalescence to pump down that healing and damage. Reinerfen and Spiff getting picks here. They're gonna maybe close the door on this. We're in one fight territory here. This is everything that we've waited for, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like they might be closing the door early, closing the history books as they shut down Sea Serpent's ult. The history books are going to talk about this one. Yags gets booped by Hooray. The overtime is on. We are fighting here on point. Doomy falls. Yags is down. We're back and forth. Reinerfan picks up Sharky. Overtime ticking away. And the history books closes. And as we find the victory for the Dragons, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Franklin Dragons are your 2023 Overwatch champions! Noah getting play of the game here, as rightly deserved.
What a game! What a series! Neither team should have anything to be mad about. What a series that was. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Woo! That is one for the history books, like we said. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege to bring it to you from Armada's practice space here. This has been such an incredible afternoon into evening, as they sent us into 2 series here. I mean, this has just been incredible. Thank you, everyone, so much. For those of you that are here, thank you for being here. For those of us joining us online, thank you for that as well. I know the kids and ourselves appreciate all the support and love you have for XP League. Woo!
I'm not okay. Emotionally, mentally,
this is incredible. Our Franklin man here is so excited. I know you're so proud of your team, and I know you want to go congratulate them, but we don't have time for that just yet, as we are coming to a close here. But the action isn't over here. Overwatch is done, but the action is continuing. We are going in Rocket League. Join us there on YouTube. We're hanging out in the Fortress, and our caster boys are hanging out. Running the Rabbit and Bryonic. Join those guys there. I know they're going to bring the action, and maybe we'll see a bracket reset there. Who knows? Anything goes here at North American Finals. And guys, just join us there. Thank you so much. I am Aaron Fire of KLD.
I'm Jesse Twin Salty. Thank you guys again for watching this here. And make sure you check out the other stream. Make sure you check out Closing Ceremony. And thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you later.